everybody from this moment on to recognize me as the scholar of boxing.
You see, their morals, their code, it's a bad joke. You've dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other.
49 hours declaring it a riot.
Cruiser 5 to 50 be advised, County Police 1 advised they're trying to breach and get to the Capitol.
Publicists, when you talk to your publicists, you know the first thing they tell you? What? Stay away from religion, stay away from politics.
Okay.
You know why?
Why?
No matter what the you say, somebody passionately disagrees with you.
Absolutely.
No matter what religion, you believe in Allah, then you're saying that's not the right way. You believe in every Christianity, that's not it, because they're choosing something different. Your political party, the Democrat, Republican, the disagreement completely.
Yep.
So I stay away from it. When I get pulled into politics, I go,
Yeah.
and I have nothing to say. I'm
That's
just
the
looking.
same way we are. We don't no politics, none of
I
this.
don't with that. I don't stay there because I'm still entertainment. If it's not music, then it's film and television, but it's still entertainment. So why would you turn someone off by saying that?
Right.
I want everybody to enjoy what I'm doing.
Right.
Not just a selective few amount of people. I focus on diversity because it's needed.
Right.
The boxing scholar is a lover, not a fighter, but he's also a fighter, so don't get any ideas. If he pats you on the back, you'll put it in your resume. His enemy. Have him listed as an emergency contact. The scholar has an inside joke with complete strangers. If he punched you in the face, you'd have to fight the urge not to thank him. Sharks have a week dedicated to him. He's the only man alive to is parallel park. A train is count to infinity twice. In Genesis, when God said, "Let there be light," the scholars said, "Say pretty please." He is the genius of all genius and master of all masters.
And that's the trick to life. You have to be wise enough to know when you were living in your dream. And you have to be humble enough to accept when you're in someone else's.
Yo, the boxing scholar's on.
Yo, let me change the background. We for to get a little bit of the auntie and uncle show, you know, for those who don't know. So let me start off like this. Jay, how was your Thanksgiving? Excuse me, your Easter. I'm a little delirious. You might get me today. Jay done fell asleep during the intro. We'll call this the delirious sector. The delirious sector. Yo, y'all can hear me, right? Hold on, let me see if hold on, I might need to hit the refresh. Are we good? Hold on. Y'all can hear me? Oh yeah, y'all can hear me. My voice is moving. Jay, if you're talking, you're on mute, sister. If you don't fell asleep, you know that happens with age. You know, I can remember the first time I fell asleep. You know, as an unk. You know, it's quite common. It's quite common. So we'll excuse you for that, sister. But Yeah, man, my Easter was good. I ate chicken wings. I don't know why that's my go-to, chicken wings and goat. We had a good celebration. I went to church earlier, and yeah, I had a good day. It was a beautiful day today. Oh, what's good? What's good, RGM? RGM said you can hear me. Okay, okay, good, bro. Good. So yeah, that's common, you know. So if you guys don't know, I'm gonna start this show off not with the baby, because I had a debate a while back about J. Cole, and this is why I do not like J. Cole. Like J. Cole is weak, and I've been telling people that. Like, you know, J. Cole, when Kendrick dissed everybody on the Control verse, and you know, J. Cole basically gave him a warning then, and that verse he spit was tight. He wasted it. It was like a Justin Timberlake song, but he basically told Kendrick like he won't smoke, and if he keep on, he was gonna get. That was his warning, and then randomly he gets dissed again, and then he responds and then apologizes. But this is why. This is how I've always seen J. Cole. I don't know about y'all, but this is how I've always seen him.
Also, the conspiracies or the theories that, like, you know, people gave you the heads. I don't know how true it is, but like,
it's not true.
Like,
it's a straight lies. Like, I wish we could do 5. We could do a whole season of 7 p.m. in Brooklyn and just go debunk every lie that was every lie. I'm so glad you said that.
There was the rumor that Drake was supposed to be at Dreamville Fest,
that actually is true. He was supposed to be at Dreamville Fest. Like that was planned. He was coming. He didn't come.
Okay.
Thank God he didn't come. No disrespect to Drake. I love Drake, but like, had he come, I would have felt more pressure to be on stage representing that energy. Yeah. Way before Kendrick's song dropped, he was supposed to come. I was trying to get Kendrick to come too. Like, that was my plan for Dreamville Fest that year. Mind you, I never got a chance to like. It's crazy because like, you know, around the time I was going to hit Kendrick, like, yo, you want to come through and make this moment? Boom, boom. I told Drake. Drake knew that it was something I wanted to happen. When we was on tour, I'm like, yo, it'd be crazy if both of y'all came out at Dreamville Fest, boom, boom. It's silly now to say, you know what I mean? It's like, nah, nigga. There were other plans in the works. But so,
because y'all all supposed to be on first person shooter together, right?
No,
was
not that we were all supposed to. No. So it's, I hate that with so many lies, you're actually saying,
I gotta ask.
With so many lies, you're actually saying things that are like half truths.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, Drake's supposed to be coming to Dreamville Fest. Yes, half truth. Okay. He was always going to be coming to Dreamville Fest. From when we was on tour together. Right. He had always like agreed to do that. Yeah. It was only this situation that made him like, and he actually told me, he was like, and I appreciate him for doing this. He's like, yo, bro, it was after he didn't show up, but he was like, yo, bro, I didn't want to put you in a situation. Cause he could tell when me and him talked, he could tell my heart wasn't maybe equivalent to his. So he was like, yo, I didn't want to come down there and put you in a situation on that stage and say some shit that you would have to stand behind. You know what I mean? Ultimately, that's why he told me he didn't show up. So, and I'm like, thank you. Thank God that you didn't, because it left the space for me to receive what I was supposed to do. You know what I mean? But that's one thing you said that was like a half truth. You just said another half truth, which was, what was the other half?
This was,
so what I heard when he said that was, because first off, I think Joe Budden exposed that J. Cole ain't even talking to Drake at this point. At this point in their lives, he's not even talking to him. He wasn't answering his phone calls or anything. So you mean to tell me the guy that's not answering your phone calls basically told you, I didn't want to get you into anything? Like he said in his song, Cole losing sleep on this, it ain't me. Like he basically said he wanted smoke. And I'm going to be honest with you. As far as a chess move with Kendrick Lamar, this was brilliant. Because Kendrick Lamar dissed him publicly, probably called him privately, and they made up, you know, I love you, brother. You're my brother, man. You know what I mean? So he still gets the perception of the boogeyman. And J. Cole is weak enough and tries to be real enough to where he'll take the bait and be like, yeah, that's my brother, man. You know what I mean? And it's like Kendrick walks away unscathed. If Kendrick would have had to battle Drake and J. Cole, he would have lost. There would have been too many songs. He picked 2 of the best artists in the game, and he got to respond. That was brilliant as a chess move from K-Dot point of view. But as far as J. Cole, this is how I see J. Cole. And I wish the Boondock Show was still around for this very reason. I will never not see J. Cole like this.
Pray that y'all are like, forgive a nigga for like.
Hey, hold up. Why are y'all cheering for this light-skinned mixed nigga mentality? Clearly, this nigga's white sauce picking for him right now. How does nigga go say he couldn't sleep? What kind of soft with a capital T shit is that?
Hey, it ain't felt right to my...
Shut up! What you just did was like LeBron tearing Steph Curry ass up in the championship, pause, no diddy, then apologizing. Did Drake tell you to apologize? Or was you apologizing for being a little sneaky light bright for being in the studio with Metro and Future? Are you playing both sides? Kevin the Red, he dance.
Jermaine, Cole, look, you can go, nigga. You let Nas down again. You let hip hop down.
Damn, again?
You let me down. I was rooting for you, nigga.
Basically, that's how I will always see J. Cole. J. Cole can never bounce back from that. All that, you know, he basically admitted that Middle Child it was always J. Cole's like struggle with, you know, Drake and Kendrick always being like viewed as number one and number two. And he's always battled with that. He's been publicly stating these things, right? It's what Middle Child was about. He getting Middle Child syndrome. So this time in his life, that was supposed to be him like getting in the front of the league. He said it in the diss. He said, now I'm in the front of the line with a comfortable lead, high running. Now he wants something with me. That's what he basically saying. Kendrick dissing him because he surpassed him. It's essentially what he was saying, right? And it's just like, we don't believe it no more. And then the more interviews that he do, the worse he looks. The worse he looks. The more interviews he do, the worse he looks to the public, in my opinion, right? Because we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear. We don't want to see it. We don't want to hear nothing. Like J. Cole dissed somebody from the Ville, where he from, in his new album, and talked about squaring up with him. How you got that type of energy for a random dude that nobody even knows, wouldn't even know them if you didn't diss him, from the Ville, but you don't got that for K-Dot, who randomly jumps out and disses you, and y'all supposed to be homeboys. You caught a fade for him. You fought Diddy for him. And this guy just jumps out and disses you for no reason. Like, if Love Yourself was a person, it would be you, J. Cole. Like, come on, brother. Like, what we doing here? You know, and that's why I can't respect J. Cole. You know, one of the people that used to come on the show regularly was a huge J. Cole fan, and we used to always joke and clown, but J. Cole he's trash, man. He's trash. Like, I don't want to hear it anymore. Like, bro, you diss Little Pump. Now, granted, Little Pump did the same thing Kendrick Lamar did. He jumped out on the ledge, right? Jumped out on the ledge and just started dissing J. Cole, saying, F J. Cole, F J. Cole. And J. Cole was like, what? Remember, that's when he made the song, come in, little man, let me talk with you, see if I can pay for you to large picture. Like, that was dope. He gave basically a TED Talk. Why you didn't give Kendrick Lamar no TED Talk? I can never respect J. Cole. I don't even want to have J. Cole conversations. Like from now on, nobody can even say J and C in the same sentence. They better find some abbreviation. They better do something. They better substitute words.
I don't want you to drag it that bad, but I do think that I understand where you're coming from. And I think a lot of people hold the same sentiments. I think that they are tired of the flip-floppy. The 1 minute is this, the 1 minute is the mixtape going crazy, you know, then when it gets hot, I'm recanting and I don't mean it and everything like this. I think most people would have just appreciated if he would have just took a side, like, you know, pick a side. But I think that it was smart for him to kind of like bow out in a graceful way and let Kendrick and Kendrick and Drake really like duke it out, because that's really where the beef was. And if you want to point to Kendrick calling them out, you know, the big three is just big me, nigga bum, I'm really like that. I really feel like, in my opinion, it didn't really give no heat. It didn't really give no, like, I'm really coming after anybody. It just gave like, he was popping it. That's what people do, or specifically, that's what rappers do in hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like Kendrick was just popping it at that moment. You know, I don't think that it was a direct situation. It wasn't like they had beef. Like you said, J. Cole was catching fades and doing this and doing that. I think Drake and Diddy fought before too. If I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, he slapped him. I don't know if it was a fight, but yeah. Diddy out there, he the light-skinned Avenger. He out there slapping all light-skinned. I don't know what's going on with Diddy.
He's just a menace, honestly. He's just a menace with a God complex and a whole bunch of money and power, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing or do nothing. But I don't know if I think that when Kendrick said that the big three, nigga, it's just big me, I really kind of took that as like, okay, like popping it. It didn't give like I need y'all need to respond to
Mm,
me. Like it
Jay,
didn't give that to me. It didn't give that to me.
Jay, now you got your opinion, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you respect mine, but I respect yours. You know, there's never been a time where you said your opinion, and I was like, "F your opinion," you know, because I really respect you, sister. I really respect you. But no. All seriousness. So in terms of J. Cole and K. Dot, if a dude take a fade for you, that is like the ultimate sign of loyalty, right? You already done on the control verse. Now that wasn't light. He said, "No disrespect, but I'm trying to murder you niggas. Make sure your friends never heard of you, nigga." Like he already done jumped out the ledge and diss J. Cole for no apparent reason, right? After that, it's like you can't say nothing that would be taken as disrespect towards me. That's how I rock with it. Like, all right, look, I let you slide on that. All right, it's music. I let you know how I feel. You standing on my foot. Okay, get on my foot. If you step on my foot, even look at my foot after that, okay, well then it's wartime. Like I don't like you saying okay, J. Cole stood in the middle, right? Okay, J. Cole stood in the middle. This is not a middle situation. This is all of them like scrapping for the number one position or being conceded as the best of their time. It's competition. It's like I don't know. J. Cole, he just don't got it. He just don't got it.
J. Cole never gave the number one. Honestly, if we're gonna be completely honest, J. Cole has a loyal fan base and following, and J. Cole's one of those artists. Like if you get it, you get it. Not everybody gets him. You feel what I'm saying? I think he understands that and he leans into it. Drake, however, and this is why I'm saying I don't think that Kendrick really wanted to go after J. Cole, but because of the narrative of the big three, he just threw that out there. You know what I mean? In my opinion, it wasn't really no need for him to go out there and do all of this and do all of that. This is probably why he decided, like, it's really not even worth it for me. Because if we're looking at it, right, like, I feel that J. Cole understands more about like he'll do the tragic mulatto trope every now and then. He will. I don't know if he does it unintentionally or what, but Drake is a little bit different because he comes on like he pops it, he's flamboyant, he's flagrant, he's all these different things. You already know who number one is, and he had the machine behind him, and Drake had a hell of a run. And J. Cole, on the other hand, like it was more like a rags to riches. It took him a little minute to pop. I feel like once Drake hit his stride, it was just like, he was the golden boy. Kendrick, who comes from a different situation, feels like, oh yeah, whatever, he's cosplaying, he's not really like us, he's not really like me. I feel like it was really directed toward him. J. Cole was smart to back out of that situation, in my opinion, because they really ain't got no beef for real. Like they really don't have no beef, like you said. But what I think people are, or in my opinion, where I'm starting to feel a little shifty about J. Cole is when he went on Talk with Flea, which is it's a podcast with Cameron and a whole bunch of old school Harlem niggas, right?
Yeah.
And during the interview, J. Cole can't really fully articulate a point. He can't fully articulate where he stands outside of, one minute I feel like this, but I really feel like that. And here's the thing, I'm always gonna say that feelings change, right? That's the one thing that's constant or consistent about feelings is that they change. And he has the right to change his opinion. He has the right to be like, listen, I'm grown. It didn't feel good to me. J. Cole strikes me as a guy who has made enough money in this industry that he ain't looking for validation. He ain't looking for all those different things. Although that, the bug probably get on him every now and then, right? Which is why I feel like he takes a minute to drop a project. He got to get that hunger. They got to get that grit back in him. But I really feel like he's riding his cycle in New York City with his Marley locks, and he got his money, he got his wife, he got his kids, and it really don't make no difference because he already cashed the checks. You know what I mean? Drake, I think, although he's very successful financially, Drake wants that shit to be like, yeah, it's me, nigga. I feel like J. Cole's one of those
That's
people who
right.
can be like, take it or leave it. Peace and love to you, Candy. So, and Kendrick, I feel he feels like I don't really know where he stands financially and everything. He seemed like the type of dude that'll, get his money and go back and chill out and slide out. But he also too is about respect. He also too is about, the politics of it all. And he comes from a different school of thought. I feel like, that's just how I
So
feel.
now, like I said, sister, I respect your opinion, sister. But no, I just disagree. I think that K Dot has the machine behind him. That's why he wins a Grammy every time he utters a syllable. Um, he definitely has the machine behind him. Kanye West like even revealed the evil plan that we're all going to link up and go against Drake. Like every rapper was coming out the woodworks. It was like some Bill Cosby stuff. You know what I mean? Everybody that didn't like Drake took that moment to pour into Kendrick to win the battle. So Drake definitely got jumped. He definitely got Ja Rule because Ja Rule got jumped back in the day. All the big rappers, Eminem, 50 Cent, all of them went after Ja Rule. So that's a reality. But with J. Cole, this is what I do not like about J. Cole. J. Cole always takes the real nigga stance. And when I say real nigga, I don't mean like hood. I mean like real nigga. Like you remember on Pootie Tang Dirt Man? Like remember the dude that was just rolling around the dirt? J. Cole tries to play the Dirt Man. Like he's a real nigga, like riding his bike in the sandals. And he's approachable. You could approach J. Cole and have a conversation. That's what I really liked about him, is that he was like Hollywood, but not. But like he does that too much. Like he'll try to drive a car that's regular to show that he don't really care about materialistic stuff. It's like, J. Cole, you're rich, bro. You're rich. Embrace that. We know you in a different tax bracket. Okay, humble is good sometimes in certain situations, right? But like, golly, bro, like you're overdoing it. You're overcompensating for it. Like even in that interview that he did that I was showing earlier, you look at the comment section, people was roasting him because he kept touching his hoodie every 5 seconds. Like that was a fidget. It's because he was lying. He can't be honest. The truth is this: J. Cole does not have confidence in his ability to rap when it comes to people that he thinks better than him. It's just simple as that. And he thinks Drake's better than him.
They said the same thing about Kendrick though. That's why they say Kendrick didn't post a lot of or put out a lot of music, is because he felt like he was subconscious about not being able to go back to back and have those type of hits like that. That's why it took him forever. That's the same narrative that they use for Kendrick. But meanwhile, Drake was the only one who was out there putting out music, mind you, having people that's writing for him. You know what I mean? Like, which I know they all do to a degree.
Michael Jackson got R. Kelly wrote for Michael Jackson. He got a bunch of songs that's wrote for him. Beyonce too. That's artistry.
No, that's fine. We're talking singing artistry. I feel is different than when we're rapping. For me, like
Silly.
I don't believe it's different.
The reference tracks was
you don't
a
know
song.
any R&B singers who's about to just sit up here and freestyling R&B song melodies and hooks and chords. Like, no, that's not a realistic thing.
Ray J. First off, Ray
But
J.
a hip hop artist, a rap artist, you would expect them to be like, all right, let me see what you got real quick.
Let me see if you're unbiased, Philly. Let me see if you're unbiased, right? So if you go to the reference tracks that was leaked, that was an R&B song. I was running through the 6 with my woes, but you didn't hear any lyrics that was like spitting. You didn't hear no bars. You just heard a hook, right? And everybody took that and said, "Oh, Jay got ghostwriters," and it's like, we ain't hear no bars. Ain't nobody ever came forward and said, I wrote Drake bars. He don't write. I remember Nicki Minaj. You know what I mean?
No, that's not true. I definitely heard that before.
Hey, do you think he wrote for Wayne?
Drake?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I'm just saying he writes for other artists too as well. Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Like there was an episode where Wayne was talking about Rick Ross has wrote from the top rappers. You know what's really insane? Kanye West, who can't even stand Drake, said that Drake is the greatest songwriter that he's ever worked with. And we know Kanye West don't even like Drake. And
at all.
So I mean, it's artistry. Like until somebody said they wrote Drake's bars, I don't even want to hear it. I'm just being honest with you. Like Drake said in the one song, he said, "Whoever writing hits but ain't got no hits sound like they need me for real." And I agree with him. I agree with him. How you got the Midas touch, but you not doing it to your own career? It's Drake that's making the lyrics pop. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I wanted to say this though, brother. I want to touch on this. I didn't want to get on the Drake with K Dot, right? K Dot played what J. Cole plays the real nigga role, like I was saying earlier, and he does it to a T. But I feel like he doesn't believe that Kendrick or Drake is I don't think he thinks he's better than them. And he's openly admitted this several times in songs, and he's openly said that I'm coming for that top spot. I'm doing this. He always say he's coming. You know what I mean? So that means he believes that they're in front of him, and I think this
Correct.
rap battle showed that. Like, bro, you got smoke for Lil Pump. I don't know if you remember this, Philly. There was a girl, and I want to say it was like a little bit after COVID, or maybe it was during COVID, but it was a black woman that was talking to J. Cole about not supporting Black Lives Matter, and he wrote a song to her. Do you remember that? He wrote a song to her, and he was talking about the tweet, and he was saying like, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think this is the way to go. Blah blah blah. Like he wrote a whole song to her explaining. It's just like, bro, you guys, Lil Pump Smoke. You address everything, but the elephant in the room, like the Godzilla in the room. And that's K-Dot. Like that's why I don't want to hear it. Like the more he tries to explain, the more crazier he
But what if
sounds.
Godzilla is your real brother and you love him?
Godzilla gonna have to get that work. It's just words. You know, family members argue all the time. You know what I mean? If you put a microphone at Thanksgiving or Easter inside the kitchen table, you'll hear a bunch of stuff you're not supposed to hear. You get what I'm trying to say? And nobody hold that. This is what we do. Like Jay-Z talked about the band of battle rap, and it's like, Jay-Z, you only say this because you lost a battle rap to Nas that you want people to forget about. If you wanted, I guarantee you would not be having this energy. That's the only reason. And Jay-Z just be talking at this point. Like I remember when I can't remember, it was a prominent figure died in the black community.
Oh no,
And
wait, pause. Kenny said her name is No Name. Now I know who No Name is, and I remember that situation where he wrote a song about No Name, a diss track about that girl. Is that what you're referring to?
maybe I don't remember. It might have
Yeah,
been. It might.
I remember that.
What's
She's an
good, KP?
artist.
What's good,
Dope artist.
Opulent? Okay, maybe it was a tweet involved. I remember a tweet was involved, so I didn't know she was an artist. But I remember
Yeah.
him addressing the situation, and I was like, I felt indifferent about it. I didn't even dig it that much into it. I was just listening to it because I was still a J. Cole fan. You know what I mean? And in the song, he wasn't going crazy. He was saying, maybe I am wrong, but this is my point of view. It wasn't crazy, but it was like, you addressed it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's your artistry. It's not like you don't even have a reputation of a person that does not address what people want you to address clearly, right? Remember when he was going at Kanye West heavy? Kanye West got ghostwriters, false prophets and idols and all this other stuff. He went at Kanye West crazy, and it's like all that. So when you got somebody that's your classmate and you want the number one spot, and you just bow out, and you would have won. He would have won. He would have won. If Kendrick had to make songs for both Drake and J. Cole, two top art, he would have lost. I don't even think he would have been able to make the They Not Like Us song. I think it would have been too much from them. And
I think
talented.
They're Not Like Us is one of those one in a lifetime type of diss records that if he would have did the first section about Drake and the second verses about J. Cole, it still would have went crazy. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Not Like Us is just one of those songs that he put out a few of them. I can't remember the names and everything. It was just too much to keep up with. But it was a party song. It's a party record. It's a song that you get hyped to. You feel what I mean? So like that's different in a battle and a beef. Drake wanna be cold, OVO. We in the six, it's cold, nigga dropping them drill beats. Nah, we in sunny LA, and sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Like that was the difference. He could have easily put some bars into J. Cole, and we still would have been like, they not like us. And they both kind of fit the same bill with the whole,
You missing what I'm saying?
halfway this, halfway that shit. It could have went like that.
You missing what I'm saying? What I'm saying is this. If J. Cole would have kept going the route that he was going, like I don't think he would have been able to create a Not Like Us. He had a space where it was like, because you got a time limit in these rap battles. You know what I mean? Like the crowd is, hey, you go, what you got? What you got for me? I need it on my desk by the morning. You know what I mean? Like they on that type of time. So like, I think if J. Cole would have put a cold diss song out and then Drake would have I think the pressure would have been too much. Because believe it or not, I actually watched, a lot of people know I don't like K-Dot, but I do watch his interviews and stuff. And I remember him talking about having writer's block before and how he got past that. That's part of artistry. You don't think that them two cold dudes releasing dope tracks at one time would have gave him writer block? I don't think he would have been able to produce a Not Like Us, in my opinion.
I mean, okay. It's a creative process. Mustard still had to come with him to the beat. He still had to have other people that's coming to him, giving him and serving him beats to choose from and everything like this. I think if anything, because J. Cole and K. Dot have a real personal relationship, I think that, and if you heard the mixtape that he put out, Mike Delete later, J. Cole was going crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I really do think that it would have, and because J. Cole is a person with a deep intensity and the emotional depth that he kind of has, I think that it would have probably struck him a little differently. Maybe it kind of threw him off his square a little bit, but I still think he probably would have swept, honestly. But that's just me. That's just me.
I love this.
And honestly, because J. Cole, again, like Drake is gonna pop it. Drake is gonna do the, the cockiness. J. Cole's gonna do the deep, like introspective type of thing. But, Kendrick also too is a different type of energy and a different type of vibe, right? He has a different spirit than both of them. All three of them, have different energies. And he probably just would have been like slicing through that shit. Like, you know what I mean? I just, he
I'll
has
be
that
honest with
type of
you.
grit. Like that nigga said, I cut my granny off if she don't see it how I see it.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a dopest part of the song, but the song sucked. I like the quote, but I don't like the song.
no, I mean, he didn't even, she didn't say that
No, I know,
he said
I know.
that in on G and X. It's just a
Yeah, I
part
know,
of whatever.
I
But I
know.
just feel like it's he has a different grit and a different energy than either one of them guys.
I think
Period.
he's overrated. That's just my personal opinion, Barry. I think that the song that stuff I do that's weird music to me. Like that ain't cold.
No, I can't say it's overrated. I think that it was one of those situations where he was overlooked a lot of the times. And then now, we got tired of the Drake sound and then, things start coming out, things start looking crazy. And I think he just had his run. Everybody had their time. Every dog has his day. And it was just kind of like one of those pivotal moments, not only in hip hop, but also too for the West Coast. You know what I mean? Drake did the type of shit to buy Tupac's ring. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
trolling, like that's the cultural
well,
awareness that he
no, that's
lacks.
okay. Let's stop there. Let's start
That's
right
the
there.
cultural awareness that he lacks, bro. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's start right there. Let's start right there. Number one, the West Coast and the East Coast are really, really big in music, right? As a matter of fact, the South run music right now, but they still have a lot of cultural, historical
Importance.
importance, right? And I remember there was a big concert where the Game and Snoop Dogg them passed the torch to Kendrick. Kendrick has always had the actual machine, UMG, behind him, and he's also had the historical push of the West Coast behind him at all times. That's why I think he's overrated. Like he say stuff like "boom, bam, fella nigga out, boom, bam, bam, boom." I'm like, bro, what kind of Power Ranger is morphin time rapping are you doing? Like, I swear to God, even before that battle, you could ask anybody, you could ask my wife, all them. I really was not feeling K-Dot. Like, it's a couple songs like "We Gonna Be All Right." I like that. But for the most
What?
part, I've
All's
never.
my life I had to fight. That's not only referencing Alice Walker, right? We're talking about, and this is why this man won a Pulitzer Prize. We're talking about Alice Walker. We're talking about the work that Alice Walker wrote the book, The Color Purple, which was an adaptation for the movie, The Color Purple. Then to put it in a song and everybody knows that reference, like that's high level, multi-layered, like things that you're not really seeing nowhere else. For real. I'm just saying. I just want to point it out because a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't even know that The Color Purple is actually not a movie. It comes from a book. But I'm just saying.
To the people out there, listen to the sound of my voice, because my sister Jay, she normally not compromised. In this situation, she's absolutely compromised. She's proven the point that I say about him being overhyped. If like there was a picture,
what's overhyped about that?
Okay, well let me give you an example. There was a picture online that was circulating, and it was a hash brown that was bitten out of, and it was like niggas, K-Dot fans be like, you guys don't understand what K-Dot be doing. When he bit half of this, he was trying to show the struggles of the black community. That's how y'all be doing. You literally just gave this man credit for saying, all my life I has to fight. The color purple been around, what, 30 years before he even said that? And you're giving this man credit for making reference to it? That is absolutely, that's credit that don't need to be deserved. A lot of people don't even know it was a book. You see how you doing that? Now people know
No,
it's a book
but
because
that's
of
the truth.
K-Dot.
And it's really important. And I wanted to say this: if we're gonna make this a black thing, then we can make it a black thing. And I have no issues with doing that. We should talk about those things because a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people are walking around here singing songs that are sampled that they have no idea who the original singers are. Right. And don't you think it's important to know what song you singing? You think you just all every day I think of you, not even knowing that the original song was sang by so and so. And this is how we lose our history. This is how we lose the culture. This is how things get so watered down and stepped on. So absolutely, I'm going to mention the American novelist, Black woman Alice Walker, who put
How
out The
did he
Color
bring
Purple.
awareness to that? People just go rap it and not look it up.
No,
So you
listen.
giving this man too much credit. He ain't do nothing.
I am not get okay. Take him out of it. Let's just say say if it was Drake who did this shit. I don't care who it was. I feel like if we're gonna be taught like art in general, is something that I'm interested in. I love, especially when it comes to Black people and representation. And the fact that like if you hear a song and you don't know what it is and it makes you look down and you say, oh wow, who is El DaBarge? When you hear it on, throw some D's on that, and then you look into El DaBarge, and now you listening to, working with his catalog and working, whatever he did, and then you hear something else. Like, art tells a story, and it's also too like a generational, it's a lineage, a part of this. And the fact that he was able to weave that in, I think that is something to be said. When we against the backdrop of a whole bunch of poo shiesties and more money get chicken. I think that that's important and is something to mention. And at any point, I'm going to mention it, whether it's K-Dot, J. Cole, or Drake, which I don't remember none of them niggas doing it. But I'm just saying.
Well, since you mentioned Pooh Shiesty, I think that's a good sign for me to transition because we're not going to agree on this, sister. I know you're on a time crunch. I don't want to sit here and, what they say, belabor this point anymore. So, because you're clearly wrong. You're clearly wrong. That's neither here nor there, sister.
Okay, Chaco Kitty said, I just realized the other day listening to So Many Tears by Tupac that it samples Roxanne. Right. And if nobody's here to really talk about the culture, if nobody's here to really understand what those things mean, you'll have somebody that'll come in, a culture vulture, and just say, oh, yeah, well, it doesn't really even matter. Just come on. And it's important to say that, it's important to speak it out. They make it seem like Kendrick is some Black revolutionary leader.
I agree.
I think that, I don't see that in that way. I think that he is, they could say the same thing for Kanye, right? Shit, Kanye was God and at one point, fucking Jesus. I just think that when you don't fit the mold and you don't necessarily fit into a specific ideal, then they try to, oh, you just trying to be a motherfucker, here you go, a Black Panther Party. Like, it don't even give that. But,
it definitely does.
And here's the thing also, too, pause. What's wrong with giving Black revolutionary leader? Hello? Is anybody home? What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? What if he's not that?
Okay, so is Drake who he say he is?
But see, that's the thing. I love that you said that. Thank you, Philly. Because I've had a conversation before. One of my homeboys who just swear by Kendrick, think that I'm so biased when it comes to this, but really he's the bias. Y'all are the biased ones. I think Drake is a better artist than Kendrick, but I don't think Drake has good character, but I don't think Kendrick has good character either. And I think that people that put Kendrick in his good light, it's because the West Coastness, the fact that he's darker skinned, so they associate him with pro-Blackness. He don't exclude any of that. Matter of fact, when he say the industry, F them all in their mama, you're signed to UMG. You are the industry. You win Grammy after Grammy every year before Not Like Us. You are the industry. Stop this. I'm just like you guys. I'm a part of you. Like, he like Umar to me. K-Dot is like Umar to me. I guess that's what I'm saying in a nutshell. Like, they know how to talk it. They know how to persuade the public. They really good at all that stuff. But actually, they don't live. His woman's not Black. He ain't even married to her, right? And I don't even know if you noticed it. Let me see how non-biased you are. because I brought this up and my homeboy said I'm crazy, but I know what I know, right? Drake mentioned Whitney, right? Remember, you're like, one of the little kids might be day free, right? So in Kendrick Lamar's They Not Like Us video, they put Whitney in there with the children, but they put it in black and white. And the reason they put it in black and white, so you would not know the color contrast of her light skin and his dark skin.
Come on, bro.
All right.
That is
We can change
ridiculous.
subject. We can change subject. What other reason would they have to put that in black and white?
What are we talking about?
What other reason would they have to put that in black and
So
white? Please,
you think black and white is going to hide the fact that she's a lighter complected woman?
nobody noticed it. But the genius of all geniuses.
Okay.
Why would they put that scene in black and white? Out of all the scenes in there, why would they put that in black and white? First of all, they were walking in the living room, right? Wouldn't they want to show the colors? Wouldn't they want to show because California big on colors, right? Wouldn't they want to display
but
that?
he also too was the one that wasn't trying to promote a whole bunch of this and there had a whole bunch of gang members come together on one stage under one roof.
You know, Chaco with the man bashing, and then he done bit on that girl, didn't even give her a ring. But that's neither here nor there. He's what? Let me hear what you guys say about that. Cause I know you're a woman's advocate and you don't like abuse. What you guys say about that?
No, I don't like abuse at all on any front from any damn body.
Okay.
So no, I was just gonna mention the whole like Black revolutionary thing. You know, I just feel like people will say something like, oh, he wants to be a Black revolutionary. I mean, it looks different for everybody. And if that's the representation, and I don't believe he ever outright said it, that's just what people put on him for how he move and how he walk and how he talk, how to pimp a butterfly, because I feel like it's the same difference with with Ryan Coogler, because he has this accent. He sounds like he's from Oakland and everybody's like, oh yeah, well, he's really grew up in private school. I mean, does it really fucking matter? If the art is good and the representation is there, you got to take it for what it is sometimes. And I mean, honestly and truly, if we have this is the categories, these are the choices that we have. Don't you want somebody that at least symbols something that looks like revolutionary, as opposed to, guys, go into the club, go into the section, spend $300 on a bottle of Grey Goose that's watered down. Go
I would
ahead and
rather
stand
them
on
be
top of the
it.
couches.
We don't need examples of someone that looks it. We need somebody that is it.
But who's to say he's not, though?
Be
Why
the
are you
part. He's
saying that
not
he's
the
not?
part. He's obviously not the part. He only come. He does what Jay-Z does. You remember a time where Jay-Z was like, what's that song with Meek Mills? What's free? Free is that Jay-Z.
Oh yeah, I love the song.
Oh my God. Pick and tested that we ingested it. Oh my, 3/5 of man. I believe the phrase when he was saying all that shit. I'm like, Jay, talk to him. Then the Super Bowl thing came out a little bit after that, right? And it's just like they do the bait and switch. What they do is they say, I'm like y'all, our shit. They not like us.
Chaco Kitty, all of a sudden he have a problem with biracial people any other time. And that's a Black woman. Right, exactly.
Who is they? So we talking a scholar. Who is they? First off, I listen. If Chaco, see you knew over here, sister. You didn't came with your man bashing. You didn't came in on your man bashing sled, But I didn't show how that woman is conveniently Black. You know what I mean? Because she wanna pander to people with K-Dot. That K-Dot is with a Black woman. I showed what she really identifies. I didn't show all of this stuff along with the black and white scene. So just talking about that. But we talking about K-Dot. We talking about being a revolutionary. Like y'all focusing on the woman, Charco. We not gonna do that.
That was you, because you tried to say he married a white lady. That lady ain't white.
No, he's not even married. Number one, and he's dating a non-Black woman while telling Black people they not like her. They not. I can't. That's not revolutionary stuff. That's all I'm saying. Tariq Nasheed be selling FBA, and his wife is not FBA. They're grifters. They're grifters. They're pimps to me. So that's how I look at it.
Forbidden Knowledge too. Forbidden Knowledge had that Asian lady as his wife for a long time, and then turned around and got with a Black woman. But whatever.
She said she was talking about Drake. Oh, she talking about how people turned against Drake. So let me show this. Let me transition because Philly love hip hop. She gonna have me up here beating her in this debate on K-Dot because I really study K-Dot. I'm not compromised.
Not that much.
So okay, so here we go. Here we go. It is so. See, I've been testing you, sister. I've been testing you. So here we go. Here's the baby. So here's the artist. I didn't see this. I don't know if you've seen this. So this is when he first walked out, and the dude showed him like the paintings of his daughter or whatever, and the baby was like, he looked like he had a problem with it. Then he was disgusted. Then
Yeah, he didn't want to see that shit.
yeah, and somebody put in the like what the dude said. The person at the bottom put, I feel bad for him, and it's like so. To you, because you have full context, was there a private conversation that was had with the baby and him? Because if he just did it right here and then it sparked all this, the baby is completely wrong. If it just went from this, if it went just from this situation right here to what it evolved into, the baby is completely wrong.
The baby's completely wrong. I'm sorry. I know I got cut off. You said, was there a conversation prior? I don't believe that there was a conversation prior. I think that he was in the vicinity. He was at a gig or hosting at a club. And the guy, the artist here, was trying to gift him a painting as he's obviously walking out of the club. And he saw it. He kind of like looked into it and saw that what it was. You saw the kind of like disdain and disgust, like, what was that? And he kept it pushing. And so from that point, the artist, who I think his name is B Wife Creations.
Yeah.
He ended up, posting the pictures online because that video was kind of circulating. He ended up posting the paintings online of the babies, and I don't know, he captioned it really kind of
Okay.
funky. He was just like,
I could show it.
here's the viral painting, guys, laughing emoji.
You got a
I
good
don't
memory.
see nothing wrong with it. Laughing emoji, shrugging emoji. But hey, shout out to the baby and his beautiful family. God bless. The mission continues. Right. Wow. There we go. So from that point, I don't know, like let's just sit with this for a minute, right? He obviously didn't want the picture. He obviously didn't want the painting. He seemed a little disturbed by it. But the guy continued on and then posted it again, and then made the laughing emoji, the crying emoji, the shrugging emoji, and da 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 da. And I just felt it was very kind of flippant, and it was a little like unnecessary considering he obviously wasn't okay with it. He ain't like the way, you could tell in his body language he wasn't cool with it. So if I didn't want the gift and I didn't want the painting, why go ahead and post it? And then like the laughing pieces, like with the ha ha and so what? Well, here it is anyway. He ain't want it, but here it is anyway. Yeah, I agree, Kenny. Kenny says, I thought it was kind of weird that it was the painting of the kids, right? But I get the gesture. And the gesture is, the baby, whether you like him or not, he is known for taking care of his children, right? He does not play by his kids. And, it just is what it is. And so I think it was a nice gesture, but it didn't land properly. And sometimes that happens. If you were a comedian and you come up with a joke and you think about it and you say it and it doesn't land, you don't say, well, here's a joke I meant and this, that. Like, nah, you pivot and you figure it out and you engage the crowd in a different way. You don't double down and say, well, I'm going to set the joke up again and try it again. They ain't motherfucking laugh. It ain't funny. And I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't shit funny when it comes to these kids, especially if a man don't feel comfortable.
So
he's mad that someone painted his kids. I don't know if he's mad that someone painted his kids, Candy. I think it's more or less like he so Scholar, do you have the video of him explaining how he felt about it?
Yeah, I got it. Hold on. I got a timestamp. Scott, tell
This
you
was
why
for a new
before
audience,
before we explain.
Wait, I don't know. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you can. Can you hear us? Can you hear me? You can't hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I'm back. I don't know. Did y'all were y'all hearing me or no?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's something wrong with StreamYard. You got a bug. So like sometimes it'll mute one person and they can't hear another. It's really weird. It's really weird. So before I play the baby, I wanted to say this. I disagree with the baby, especially if he didn't have a private conversation. That's what I was like basing this off of, right? If he'd had a private conversation and then he went public, I say, okay, hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people don't know that they're violating somebody. And it's like, this is not a situation where it's like universally wrong. You know what I mean? Like you have people split, which means that there's not, it's like gray area, right? So if he'd had a private conversation with him and then he did it, then I'd be like, all right, hey, baby, beat him up or whatever the case may be. Whatever you try to do to him, do to him. But the fact that like, first of all, that dude was being catty and snarky, but he does paintings for artists, right? To get clout. He's not going to miss an opportunity to get clout, especially with this story. Now people talking about it. They know his name. You get what I'm saying? So he's doing it for like a chess move type stuff, right?
Yeah,
And
but it's a chess move, but don't lose the plot. Like the chess move still inadvertently involves someone's kids, though.
I was gonna add to that. You know, you could look at that situation as a little, you know, like, hey, bro, come on, you. I mean, you can look at
so
it how
like
you want.
the chess move is not a chess move if it's involving children, though.
Okay, I was gonna get to that too, sister. I ain't finished the whole picture. But on the baby side of this is why I disagree with. Like I said, you have to let somebody know that they're offending you. Everybody has different boundaries. He could have did this before the other people and they had no problem with it, which is why he didn't think it would be a problem, or maybe he might not see it as a problem, right? So a private conversation should have been had. The trolling afterwards, you could say, okay, well, he's using the baby's kids after he's already been told. But then again, Jay, you and Charco, remember that episode with the other guy talk about the ego? It's like if somebody tells me to do something publicly, it's gonna make me not want to do that thing that much more, because it's like, who the hell are you talking to type stuff. Like, bro, who are you? Like, what? And then I'm gonna just be honest with you, I think the baby's an idiot. I think the baby, you know, and I wanted to do a whole episode on this, but we already here. This is Pooh Shiesty shit. It's Pooh Shiesty shit. You're sending threats to people on the internet. I seen the baby one time. A dude in Atlanta was like, hey, man, who signed your ghetto pass? Ain't nobody signed my ghetto pass, man. I ain't no Pee-wee. You know, if you want to politic with me and blah, 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 they just start talking or whatever, and nothing ended up happening. One was scared.
He was on a video shoot in Atlanta, and some local thugs came up and said something along the lines like, who signed your permission slip? He like, brother, ain't nobody got to sign off on me. I'm right here, baby. What you mean? Come talk to me if you want to politic. And, you know, he essentially was trying to get him up, you know, extort him out of some money. And he, him being in Atlanta and him from North Carolina knew what the fuck was going on and said, nah, y'all, we not doing none of that. And that's just how it went.
And what I seen in that, from my vantage point, was one person that was scared and the other that was glad he was scared. The baby, you listen to his voice, he was nervous. You could hear it in the sound of his voice. Like, but I seen him go do a Vlad interview and he was like, yeah, they was lucky. They was lucky. Like, bro, shut up, bro. Shut up. You're one person, bro. You're one person. And the threats that he's sending to this dude in Dallas, we gonna run into each other and all this stuff. It's like, bro, you're gonna go to Dallas, Texas, right? KP can confirm this. Them people in Dallas don't mess around. You're going to somebody else's home. You're not gonna win there. You gonna have what, 2-3 security guards? He could bring 20 people. If he's been living in Dallas all his life, he got at least 20 family members, right? And if they all got guns, then guess what? It's not gonna end good for you. You've already publicly made threats. This is that Pooh Shiesty stuff. That Gucci man trying to leave one foot in the streets and one foot in corporate. The baby, you're rich. You're in a different tax bracket. Like, stop this tough guy stuff. If it was me personally, I'm just being honest with you, Jay. I will push the baby down and dare him to get up. The dude that he knocked out in the ball, I was not impressed. That dude was so far removed from any type of shape. Pants was all sagging, skinny jeans. The baby
at Walmart.
Yes, I would like. I'm like, this dude is running around with that bum on his record thinking he really got hands like that. And then he's selective. All right. I'll give you another example. I remember this. When DaBaby slapped that girl at the concert, he slapped her just randomly. I think she might have touched him or something. I can't remember. He slapped the fire out of that girl. Well, when he slapped the fire out that girl, Jay Prince answered him and was like, basically like, we gentlemen, we don't put our hands on women and blah 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 blah. He never publicly responded to that. He didn't tell Jay Prince, go mind your business, old man. He didn't tell him none of that stuff. He was really quiet on that subject. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I would have told him mind his own fucking business. But that's the thing, they be selective about who they aggressive with. You going after the painter? This is some J. Cole stuff. The painter gotta get it. The painter's finna be made an example out of. I don't know. I think it's sucker nigga stuff, but here's DaBaby's response as you requested.
But another thing too, man, is y'all starting to get on my nerves. Talking about Buddy with this painting of my two of my daughters that he presented to me outside of a nightclub or whatever. First and foremost, I'm not the type of father that I'm not into, like, grown ass men discussing my daughters, painting pictures of my daughters, taking pictures of my kids. I don't play like that. If you play like that, to each his own. You see what I'm saying? Like, more power to you. See a picture of your daughters, that they paint them, and then show them some appreciation. Number two, I'm not accepting no painting of my daughters outside of a nightclub. Number three, you see what I'm saying? You feel a way about, the principles I stand on with my kids and how far I go to protect them. That ain't none of my concern. Be more grateful to it. Let's go.
So I'm not gonna lie. I'm not for the pile on DaBaby because I don't like DaBaby. I ain't gonna lie. I probably would have been a little triggered too.
Yeah,
Not with the painting.
honestly,
Not with the painting. Not with the painting. What would have pissed me off is him posting it afterwards with the LOL.
right?
But I would have reached out to him privately. I would have jumped in his inbox and be like, "Hey, bro, come on, bro. Like, just do a
Yeah,
pic.
but
I would have conflict resolution. I would have been like, listen, man, just do a painting. I've already let you know how I feel. Do a painting of me. I'll post it up. You'll get the clout. No harm, no foul. Just get rid of the picture. But like, you're gonna make this a situation, and you don't have to do that. I would have came to some type of resolution outside of the internet. Like why I say this is some poo shicey stuff, because the one thing they always say when they get like the realest niggas alive, DaBaby, man, I don't do this internet stuff. And they all over the internet doing internet stuff. I like to do hood rat stuff with my friends. They like to do internet stuff with their friends all the time. And DaBaby's doing that.
I think that he addressed it in a public forum because the conversations were had on a public forum, right? I think that if you know that this person is clout chasey and is looking to have a moment, I would see, I can understand why he's like, oh, I'm not about to slide in his DM. You feel what I mean? I think that you're absolutely right, and everybody is missing the subtleties of he saw him outside of a nightclub, which, by the way, I dig that. If I'm in the club and we outside, we chilling, we drinking, we shaking ass, you in a different vibe, you in a different zone, like that's a whole energy with them clubs. And you come outside and you see a grown ass man holding the pictures up of your babies, your most precious, valuable fucking things. Like, what, nigga? I'm already like, what is this man doing, right? Then, stuff is circulating. The videos is this, that, and the third. The videos is going viral. The videos are moving. Oh, damn, this is this. I felt played, blah, 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 blah. And then for him to double down, post the photo of the portrait or the painting and say, oh, I mean, I don't see what the big deal is. Ha, ha, ha. But this is the photo. He. And, the family's so beautiful. A kiki, a ka. Like, nigga, ain't shit funny. I already told you that. And that's why he said, put it up on the screen. He said, as a man, brother, like, I don't understand. Okay, so you still got my daughters on your page as a grown man. After I made it clear, I ain't comfortable with that. Simple. Like, I'm not comfortable with that. And when we're talking about, I don't want to make it about, men and women, but the objectification,
Oh, the gender. Here we go.
just because he is a
Objectification.
celebrity, just because he is a man, just because he is all of those things, outside of all of those things and the pedestation of him being a celebrity, he's still a father and a person and a human. This man is saying, I'm not comfortable with that. That should be respected. That's enough for me. Steady playing for this online attention, which it does seem like that. So when God put me back in front of you, I'm gonna show you how serious I am about my daughters. Best advice I can give you: get my children off your page and keep doing what you gifted at doing. Period. Using my kids ain't the route to go if you want to go viral. That's the route to go if you want to get hurt. This is a father talking, not a rapper.
Yo,
You feel me? Like,
Jay, you
what are we
can't
talking
get,
about?
you listen, we talk about the difference of men and women. You can't talk to another man like this and expect him to do anything. Like, what is he supposed to do at this point?
But the man is wrong for even posting his children.
Okay,
That's the part you're
okay.
missing.
Jay, have you ever did something and you were completely wrong, and because how the person asked you to apologize or something, you were like, "Oh hell no!" Like we understand that human beings are human beings. You're gonna get human responses, right? You can't tell somebody, like I said, if somebody's standing on your shoe, "Hey MFer, get the hell up off my shoe!" Like if you be like, "Hey bro, you're on my shoe," you might get better results with that. We understand this. This is life, right? So the baby, like his whole approach is just all wrong. Like everything he went
Okay,
about.
so what about the artist approach? Because I'm looking at him, he's looking to have this quick little money grab and this quick
Mhm.
little online
He's
thing.
wrong too. He's wrong
But I
too.
just
But
feel like you are sending a wrong signal. And I wanted to say this right here, wherever you are under the sound of my voice, y'all. Don't think because somebody is trying to hand you something, because somebody is trying to gift you something, and it's just a gift. It's just something nice. That doesn't mean that they have good intention. You understand what I'm saying? And because I have a
absolutely,
picture, listen, sometimes it's bigger than that. And I feel like when it's involving children, if a person says I'm uncomfortable with it, that's just what it is. We have all of these things that are happening when everybody actively know that it's government officials just doing what they want with these kids. Okay? Everybody knows that the government officials just having their way with everybody, this kid, that kid. And it's just like, okay, oh well, let's all go to work. If this man is saying, I don't like that shit, not on my watch, not with my children, let it be. The
okay, you
artist is
don't
out
think
of line. Surely you had an opportunity to be like, okay, well, damn, let me pivot a little bit. It's a learning curve. It's a learning lesson. Not everybody's going to come to your channel and be like, I really like her content. I really like his content. Now everybody's going to come to the show and be like, damn, I'm really happy he drew me this picture or, painted this
Jay,
picture.
I'm
And
gonna be.
that's okay.
Can I be real with your sister? I think you're stretching a little bit. I think you need to be careful stretching this much. You might pull something, sister. I think that the baby is throwing as a father and all this stuff. It's like, bro, was you thinking about being a father when you was up there telling them gangsters you ain't no peewee, or was you willing to die? Because you told Vlad they got lucky. You was willing to crash out over that. So was you thinking about being a father? It's man, listen.
No,
People,
no. You're the one that's doing the stretching. I don't want to talk about the Pee Wee situation, from the
but no,
video
it's
from
no,
five,
it's
6 years ago when he
no, but
only had
it's
one daughter. We're
no.
talking about
The
today.
baby does a lot
He's
of
going
this.
to come back tour. He was canceled for certain years. He's trying to keep his nose clean. He got a little chart. His shit is charting. It's moving. He's trying to go in a different direction. And so it seems a little bit like this clout chaser or artist, whatever, what have you, got rejected. His feelings was hurt. He felt like, man, I put this hours in. I'm about to get my shit off, but not recognizing and understanding that, that's his kids. He feels away. And the integrity thing, the integrity piece for you to do is to be like, all right, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna pivot and whatever. That was all. That was it.
I think
You
I
understand?
think
Like,
I don't
no.
think this is um I don't think this is
Okay, Chaco Kitty said only one daughter. Okay, yeah, you want to talk about 10 years ago when he only had one kid. It's different now. He got 4 daughters. He a black man in America.
nah,
He got
hold
a
on,
lawsuit every other day.
hold on,
It's
because
like, come on.
hold on, we can't do that. We can't do that. And let me tell you why we can't do that.
Why?
Because
Because he a celebrity. He
because
posts
there's
his kids.
a bigger obligation on DaBaby than it is a random dude.
Why?
Because
he's a celebrity.
Why do you ask the question and don't let me answer?
Because you about to say some bullshit. Go ahead. Why?
How do you know it's bullshit? So you can read mine now. You know my answer.
You know. Call me now, Miss Cleo. You already know. Now you about to switch it.
So to the people out there, focus on the sound of my voice, right? I ain't gonna get to get it off, but just focus on it, right? So this is what I was gonna say. There's a bigger obligation on the celebrities than it is on the regular person. We know that celebrities get lawsuits all the time that are complete BS. Jay-Z just had one where a girl tried to say he sexually assaulted her, and we was like, get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, we knew that was some BS. But there's a higher standard on you. It just is what it is. You're a role model. You come into that category, it's not fair, but it is what it is. And it's like, he could have handled it better. He could have handled that better. And I agree with you that not everybody's intentions are pure, but that guy don't got nothing to lose. You know how they say stay away from people that ain't got nothing to lose? He ain't got nothing to lose. DaBaby is 100% lost in the situation. If he goes through with the threats that he made and that dude survives, he's going to be out millions, right? Even if the bodyguard beats him up, he's going to be out millions, right? If that dude loses his life, DaBaby's going to be in court. It's a headache that it's over nothing.
I don't know. I feel like it just gives, take DaBaby out of it. What I see is a man who is very serious about his children. And if it was Northwest, if it was, another celebrity's child who was maybe not little black girls, everybody would be like, yeah, well, I understand. But because it's a black man who has a sketchy past and a hot temper, he should handle it differently. Well,
he's too old to be having a temper.
About his kids?
Listen, and this is what I was going to say earlier when you cut me off. DaBaby has a track record of, I talked to the police, I ain't snitching. Oh, yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did that. Listen, and I didn't want to do this, but I'm bringing out the big guns. Megan Pete.
You know how I know I'm cooking you right now?
Huh?
You know why?
Huh?
Because you just mentioned Megan Pete.
No. But you
know that though, right?
Hold on. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Sidebar chat.
Let's not do that.
Give it to him? All right. I'm gonna chill. But the ones that know, y'all know. Come on.
No, don't do that.
Megan Pete, come on.
Because Chaco agree with me. That's how you know. When Chaco agree with me, I'm definitely right. But check this out.
I don't know. Chaco, I don't know.
No, hold on. I brought up Megan Pete, not for Megan Pete's situation, not for that. When he was going
right, they stay appropriate in Northwest and Blue Ivy, and they have whole fan pages, and it's creepy. What if DaBaby don't want that for his children?
I tell you, I wasn't gonna get to make my point. I tell you, the chat gonna be there forever. So you could have read that after I made my point, but you cut me off to read the chat.
Come on, Megan Pete.
You ain't worried about what I got to say.
You might as well mention the grandma story right about now. Okay, come on.
No, when I was a young boy, I had to build my house brick by brick. But no. All seriousness, right? So Megan Pete, her boyfriend Party was his name Party, and it wasn't Party next door. What was his name? Partisan. When Partisan was going back and forth with DaBaby was really aggressive to him about his girlfriend. He's a lame. He's always overly aggressive to males for no apparent reason. Still bragging about the nigga he shot in Walmart years ago. You talk about a sketchy past. The nigga put it in every song. Every song he beating up a nigga or shooting a nigga. Every song. He won't let it go, but you want us to let it go. Like, he has a track record of being this type of guy. That's why I'm saying he needs to grow up. If it's gonna be about your kids,
Thank you, Kenny.
Let's add some maturity. Let's add some maturity to this, because you can't be this great father and all this stuff and you ain't mature. You still bragging about the nigga you shot 10, 15 years ago. You telling Vlad, the niggas that came up on you was lucky. You beefing with Partisan. Everybody DaBaby beefing with. He walking around, DaBaby's the baddest dude on the planet. Can't nobody touch him. And this is how you end up in a situation like Pooh Shiesty, right? Because the YN,
No,
the real Y,
Pooh
hold on.
Shiesty is something completely different, dog.
No,
That's
because
not the
Gucci,
same. We're
because
not about to
Gucci
do
does
that.
that same stuff. Because Gucci shot somebody, he always goes around like he's the boogeyman. He with it. He did a verses with Young Jeezy and was like, "Dig your homeboy up." All of that stuff, walking around like he's the boogeyman, but he's not a
Yeah, but
street guy.
that was Gucci Man. I don't get that. I don't get that from the baby. I feel like the baby really learned his lesson. The baby was on a crazy run. The baby was getting, certified diamond triple, this, that, and the third. He had a couple of missteps. He said some things. He got canceled. He sat down. You know what I'm saying? And he's coming out, Be More Grateful, the album. Like he's in a different space.
Yeah,
He's
he's so
maturing.
mature. He's threatening people online.
Listen, it was a situation I seen when he was at the Charlotte, the Hornets game, and because he is known for having this attitude and temperament that people will try to do things to him and kind of bait him out to be on some bullshit and get a couple dollars out of him. That's a real thing. And so I just feel a little bit bad because honestly, when it's involving your children, where that's something that's completely off limits, it's like, damn, let the man just decline to give. If he declined to give, it was no reason for him to go back online, post it, do a whole bunch of this, that, and the third, and then everybody's like, "Well, the baby should know better." No, as a man, as a black man to a black man, he's saying I'm uncomfortable with it. Celebrity aside, respect it. And if you are an artist who are literally painting other people, he painted Tyga's mom. He painted, other people. How you handle yourself in situations of rejection is going to inform somebody else's decision on whether or not they want to work with you. Because if shit get nasty, what you about to go online? Because that's what you're looking for. And I feel like us, even in new media and media spaces, like we need to have honest conversations. If I went somewhere and was reporting as media and somebody want to give me the interview, what I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, and this was what was so that wasn't so violent. Like I'm not doing that. I mean, I could if I wanted to be on a, chasing the fucking tornado. We storm watchers and we just chasing the shit. That's not what we're into. And I just feel like he could have handled himself differently. Because I'll be damned if I let
The
some
person with
motherfucker,
nothing to lose.
somebody say, oh, well, this is what it was. And shout out to your beautiful family after I done told you to stop talking about my family. That's a subtle, that's disrespect. That's passive aggressive. And it's unfair because he's a celebrity that he's supposed to feel like, okay, well, I can't say anything. But that's why he said, this is not a father talking. I mean, this is not a rapper. This is a father.
So what is he? So okay, let's go into what he said since we what he said.
Period, Kenny. If he didn't commission him for a portrait of his children, then that is very weird to me, which we all know that wasn't the case. Exactly. You coming out, imagine when back in the day you was in a club. You in a club, you drinking shit, moving, yitties bouncing, you bout that ass like you used to do. You know what I mean? And then you walk out, it's a man holding a picture, a portrait of you and your motherfucking kids. Is anybody okay?
Okay. Well, what about the girl that he slapped at the concert?
Now, because we're not this is the topic you chose, my love. Now we're going to the concert in 2020
because what you just said is that his past didn't matter because he's so far removed and so mature.
I am not talking about his past not mattering. What I'm talking about is
You said he
celebrity
matured.
aside.
Nope,
Talking
you said he
about
matured.
human empathy.
You
I'm
said he
talking about
matured.
respecting people's boundaries. I'm talking about not minimizing people because you feel like they have enough money that they should be able to just chalk it and handle it and oh well and so what.
It should be expected. Who do you think? You think it's more? Do you think it's more common for stuff like this to happen, or uncommon?
What part?
Is it more common? Is it more common for celebrities to send threats at people, physical threats at people, or is it more common for people to take liberties with celebrities and their kids? Cook, because you're thinking about the answer. That's a yes or no. You don't have to. You don't have to look for the answer to try to be right.
I'm just trying to figure out your line of questioning. And
no.
And then I don't know. Maybe you feel differently. Maybe
just
you feel
answer it
differently about
honestly.
this because you're a man and you feel
no.
If it
We're
was
not
my
gonna skate
kids,
past
I'll
that.
just pop a nigga. But
We're not gonna skate that. Let me put this back on the screen. We're not gonna skate past that. We're not gonna skate past that. That is a question where you can answer that honestly based on your opinion.
What
So
is it? What is it? What is
do
it?
you, and then she said it 3 times, like that's gonna make it easy. So, okay. Do you think it's more common for celebrities to answer with threats to regular people, or regular people to do stuff like this, violate people's celebrities' privacy with themselves or their kids? Which is more common?
The fact that you're saying celebrities' privacy, but that's something completely different. I
Which
think
is
that is I think it's more common for people to try to overstep
hmm
on a person and their boundary than it
okay. Let's
is
stop.
for a celebrity
Let's stay right
to
there. Let's
respond
stay
to
right
it.
there. Let's stay right there. Okay. So if this is a common thing that most celebrities go through, why
Not
are
most.
also
Not
why
most.
celebrities do go through this? Like somebody just tried to shoot up Rihanna's house. There's been celebrities that go to, excuse me, regular citizens that go to celebrities' houses, hide in the closet. This is a normal phenomenon among celebrities, especially with celebrity worship in America. So this is a common
No,
thing.
because
But what
Angelina
you don't
Jolie
do,
and Brad Pitt and them kids is roaming free and they living their life. We got
and
Cat
people got
Williamson. We
opinions
got we
about
got
them.
nine we
Every,
got
every
9 kids who are not in the public eye and they can live their lives fully and completely. So there are people who don't have to deal with this. But go ahead.
okay, you could cherry pick samples of people who you don't
I'm
believe
just
go.
illustrating the difference.
But
I'm
but
just
but which, no,
illustrating the
okay,
difference.
okay. But for the most part, celebrities and their kids, their family is up for grabs, right? Like, so if you want to know dirt on a celebrity, you don't call the neighbors, you call their family, right? And some would say that's a violation of their privacy. What are you calling their family for to get information about them? This is a common phenomenon, right? Common phenomenon. But what celebrities don't do is handle it with physical threats, being a street nigga. And what the baby is doing is trying to be a street nigga. That's why I compared him to Gucci Man, right? And it's like, bro, you telling this dude, if God put us in front of you, what if God got it in the stars for you to go in that
hmm
situation?
hmm
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
no,
then you're
no,
warning somebody.
that part I'm not agreeing with. That part I do disagree with. I think again, he wasn't talking like a celebrity. He wasn't talking like somebody with a lot to lose. He was talking about from a father who felt disrespected about his children from another man. Now, could he have handled that differently? Absolutely, of course, 100%. Absolutely.
So you
That's
agree
too
with me?
I agree with the fact that he didn't have to send that message on IG or leave the comment, but the sentiment still remains. I don't think that he's wrong in how he feels because his wishes weren't respected in regards to his daughters. And Kenny raised a good point. Just because it comes with fame doesn't mean it has to be acceptable to the person that is famous. That's exactly right. People, again, like you love to talk about celebrity worship, they think that they come with a different set of whatever. They're still human people.
Jay, let me tell you something. And this is the perspective that I've always had. And I've talked to my wife about this, right? I told her celebrities are the weirdest group of crybabies that I've ever seen in my life, right? Because they'll on the uptick or becoming a celebrity, they're not eating, they're not bathing, they're doing a bunch of sacrifices. In the understanding that you have to make sacrifices to get where you want. When you get what you want, one of the sacrifices that you're going to have to make is your privacy. We have a celebrity worship culture. They're going to be in your marriage. They're going to spy in your homes. They're going to do all of this stuff, and it's become to be expected. And they cry about it. And then you know what happens, Jay? They cry about it until nobody cares anymore, right? And they don't even look at these
Marky
celebrities.
Dan said, "Where's the link?"
They don't even look at the sister. You want some of this boxing sector people over here? It's up to you. It's up to my co-host. You know,
It
because
seemed
she
like it seemed like Kenny got some sense.
okay. Let me drop
It's
the
a
link.
couple people that got some sense.
I don't know. KP tripping today. KP tripping today. But
Why?
KP not being realistic. Normally being be realistic too. You know. It's
No, I think everything is normal until it's not. Everything is okay until it ain't. And I feel like at a certain point, oh, you have to be honest with people are too for like people are too wild and just off the rip with these fucking kids. And right now in this era, I just don't understand why anybody is just gonna be like, oh yeah, so what? Like if you don't want them kids on that man's painting, let it be what it is. Simple. Why is that so hard? Like, are we so indoctrinated that it's fame. So what? That's why all these celebrities, kids be getting showing and everything like this now. If the man said, I don't like that shit, respect it.
Okay,
Those are
hold on.
his children.
Hold on, sister. This is what I was gonna say. A small price to pay for me would be privacy. It would be understanding. I would expect it because that same love and admiration that they have, where it could be borderline weird because you don't know how weird a person could be. It also is how they can go make a club appearance and make $30,000. And when they no longer get that attention, they cry like little babies.
No, okay, so because he went into the club appearance and made $30,000, you feel like that man has the right to not respect his wishes as a father?
Okay, let's go there. Let's stay there. When DaBaby got canceled and nobody cared enough about him, he would have paid that dude to make that photo. He would have paid that dude to make that photo. I know that for a fact. You know how I know that? You know how I know that? Because he was so desperate that he was like, you want me to say your name? Karuchi. He was like, y'all know what I did? I slept with Meg Thee Stallion. Hit it with the leg up. Hit it with fire. Like, bro, you doing a tell-all sex book? Like, what are we doing, bro? Like,
not everybody popping up. You don't want to talk about this.
What's up? The night.
This man pulled up and said good night. Marklin, don't pull up with that delirious stuff. What's up? What you got for me, brother? You ready to cook? You ready to cook these plantains? What's up, little Fred Hampton? What you got to talk about, brother?
No, I seen the baby situation.
So what you got to say?
I ain't really. I mean, give me a second, nigga. Calm your ass down.
Let me
You
mute
black
this.
ass cool.
What's good, all positive? What's good, all positive?
I'm living.
What's good, old man? The baby over there, kick your ass.
Now she with her mom right now. Put him
I
away.
see it moving. Maybe it's something wrong with StreamYard.
You see what?
I said maybe it's something going on with StreamYard because I can't hear them.
You can't hear them? You got to hit refresh, maybe.
You can't hear me?
Okay.
It'd be a bug. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard now, but there's a bug. Like,
This nigga Kazi, man. Always on my head about the fucking accent, man. Get the fuck out of here, man.
So sometimes you can hear them, sometimes not.
We talking about K-Dot. You got to hit refresh, maybe.
You can't hear me?
Okay.
It'd be a bug.
Somebody got
Like, I don't know what's going on.
I had to mute you because I don't know if you listen to it in the background. We can hear you.
Always on my accent, man. Get the fuck out of here.
You hear Marky Dan's voice. Well, go ahead, Marky Dan. How you feel about this? I know I got a feeling you gonna cook on this YN. What you got? What you got for me?
I agree with both of you. I agree with you. DaBaby is a public figure. He's a celebrity. Part of being a celebrity is motherfuckers are gonna follow you around with cameras. And then if you got kids and you out with your kids, people are gonna take pictures of you. Now, this individual that painted this photo, I mean, I think it was done in good faith. I think he was really just trying to show love to DaBaby. Now, I don't have a problem with him as a grown man setting a boundary about something that he's uncomfortable about. Megan Thee Stallion and all those women that DaBaby is talking about fucking and hitting from the back, those are grown women. His children are children. So, I get why he might feel uncomfortable and why he might want to set a boundary. Because you got some sick motherfuckers out there, Boxing Scholar. You got some people that will do some nasty things with drawings of kids.
Hold on.
You know
Let's pause it. Let me get context.
No, he's real. That's
Hold on. We gotta get context. We gotta give context.
No.
He painted it and gave it to the
I already know the
baby.
context. This individual did this in good faith. I genuinely believe that. But still, he and any human being has the right to set a boundary or let it be known when they're not comfortable about something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, he's a public figure. His kids, along with them, because he puts them out there, are public figures. So they can be drawn, they can be whatever, but he has the right to let it be known how he feels. Go ahead.
So what I was gonna say is y'all talk about rights, right? So let's stay on that. Let's stay on rights. The dude also has the right to tell him go fuck yourself. It's just simple as that, right? Like you can say it's right or wrong, but DaBaby don't have
we
any.
See it all the time with paparazzi.
He don't have any legal ground. Like we talking about like a morality thing, and if we talking about a morality thing, like I feel like there's enough to go around. I feel like the guy with the nanny boo boo stuff is childish. He should grow up for that. We don't know his intention.
But
right?
but more than childish, can you say that it's borderline antagonistic?
That's what the childishness is, sister.
You remember when them paparazzi were outside of Kanye's house at 3
No,
o'clock in the
no, we're
morning?
not doing that. We're not doing that.
No. Because you
So
talking about what
no,
he
we're
has the
not doing
right
that.
to do.
We're not doing that. Let me tell you why we're not doing that.
Why are we
So
not doing that?
because the paparazzi are not just randomly showing up at Kanye West's house. They're being called there, and then he's dating Kim Kardashian. So if you didn't like paparazzi, it's kind of
No,
misleading by
that
you
whole
dating.
paparazzi shit, that was before. Well, yes,
No, it
during
was
Kim
during. It
Kardashian
was during.
relationship,
Yes,
but
I
even
remember.
before that, you don't remember that specific one where they said "Morning Kanye" and he said "Fuck all of you." That was before Kim. So in the same way you just said, they have a right to stand on the sidewalk of his house and film him as he's going into his garage, and he got the right to tell him, "Bro, go suck something."
And they got the right to tell him suck something back. I mean,
Exactly. But now we get you talking about morality. Do you think it's a moral thing to stand outside of somebody's house at 3 o'clock in the morning and their kids are in there sleeping and you're just videotaping their house?
Yeah.
You don't think Kanye has the right to set a boundary and say, bro, get the
yeah,
F out of here? Why are
so
you here?
I think I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it a little bit slow this time, right? Like what we're talking about is you talk about. You asked me, is it morality for somebody to stand outside somebody's house, right?
While
And
their
you don't,
children are in the house sleeping.
while their children are in the house. I don't even think that's normal. So we don't even have to talk about morality, right? But in this situation, that's not the same thing, right? So it's a false equivalence. That guy was not standing outside of DaBaby's house, right? He made a picture. DaBaby disagreed with it, right? Which is his right, right? But he has no legal ground. And what he did is he said, forget the legality. He's not going to go that route. He's going to try to beat the guy up and threaten him. And I just think that that's childish.
I would agree. I mean, it doesn't really seem like DaBaby has grown or matured from them years when he beat that dude up in the mall and dragged his pants off. And
Word on the street, that was you, Marky, then.
What'd you say?
Word on the street, that was you that DaBaby beat up in the mall.
Nah, it was a nigga from Houston. It was probably you.
Man, I ain't from Houston. Man.
Or San
Hey,
Antonio, whatever back creek you come from.
The back swamp. Chaco Kitty said, so the public already had pictures of their children, right? Which, DaBaby always posts pictures of his kids. He does the cooking show with his children, and he, does all of these different things. And this came up on social media before too, like when people post their children online, but then they'll like blur their face out. And some people feel like, well, just don't post them at all then, right?
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
to that,
people get on Erica Kirk because we don't got no pictures of our kids. But it is what it is. Like, which one you want? You want conspiracy theories? Or you want niggas drawing pictures of your kids?
I post my kid online. So I put videos of something. I ain't worried about it. Ain't nobody gonna bring no problems for me. If they know what's right for them.
Okay, so let me just say two things here. Go ahead, I'll let you finish, then I want to say something.
I'm just saying, I post my kid. I post because she likes the devil's pie to get her to sleep. So I post pictures of her online, videos of her. She's like 3 months. So this ain't nobody worried about bring no problem. Me, you can post all I want, but if they really knew what I know and everybody else knows, it probably wouldn't be beneficial for them to try to troll me online.
Okay, you sound like DaBaby. It's probably in your best interest to get them kids up off your page. Okay, so two things. When celebrities don't post their children online and they blur them out or whatever the case, that means that the public or paparazzi cannot, even if they take pictures of the children, if they haven't done the whole like exposure thing, they legally cannot show the children. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's in media across the board. The second thing is, if you think that, okay, there are some people who feel like I don't want to post my children because although like I'm strapped this and the third, blah, 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 there are people who will like farm content and take a picture of a little girl and she might be doing whatever, but like, use AI for it. And, because the girl has a beautiful face or because she has this, that, and the third. And now, pictures and pieces of your baby is used in different parts and darker pieces of the internet. A lot of people don't even realize, like, it's bigger than just, oh, I'm coming to find you. It's, I just don't want images that can be manipulated into darker corners of the web.
But Jay,
right?
you can't control that though.
You can if you post a picture, you can't really control it. If you post a picture online and it's public, how you gonna control it?
Exact. That's the point I'm making with the baby. That's what Charcoal Kitty's making. The point.
No, so okay,
You
so
can't
back to
control what you can't control.
okay, now back to the baby situation, right? If he has a portrait that somebody was trying to give to him and he didn't like it for whatever reason, he didn't like the picture, he didn't like the nigga, he didn't like the venue in which he was trying to give it to him, right? That is his right to say, I don't like this, I don't want this. And we don't need an explanation, and he doesn't need to give one, whether he's a public figure or not. It's because I don't want to. When you have your kids and they are yours to raise, and that's what it is, that's like coming into somebody's house and being like, well, I already seen that you gave him a popsicle already, so here go another popsicle. Nah, I gave him the one that I wanted him to have. That's it. And the fact that y'all, like, people are having a hard time understanding how, you can have boundaries when it comes to your children is concerning, because these are still people too. And beyond the celebrity, these are still children. Like, hello?
Yeah.
I agree. No, like
No,
I hear.
No,
I mean, listen, all parts of it.
Hold up, Marky. Then let me say this.
Go ahead.
Because we don't need to.
Because you agreeing with me, Marky D. Now
Yeah. We don't need to agree and pin right after that. I'd say this. If you don't want and you're worrying about all the things that you just said are legitimate things to worry about. Chuck, I posted a link on the community tab too as well. But those are all legitimate things to worry about. Then you could take safety guards, right, to prevent that from happening. You brought up that I didn't even notice that the media can't even use your kids if you haven't exposed them. Correct. Why didn't he take that route? The fact that he's exposing his kids to the public, right, and is telling people, don't paint my kids and don't do this, when he could have prevented that. He's the reason for that happening. He's the reason for the artist being able to do this. That even adds more, like the baby. You got to stop, baby. Now you
listen, no,
about
but here's the thing too. Again, Scholar, like, just to be fair, okay, I don't know how many of y'all on the panel are actual parents, right? But even if let's just say he wanted to post his baby on a YouTube show and they cooking and this, that, and the third, that's how he chooses as a father. That's his right to be like, this is how I want to represent my baby. Okay. Do you don't think that man has the right to be like, all right, well, I see that you did this for me, but I don't like that and I don't want that. And you feel like because she already was online, I now have the right to do that, and then be like, oh, well, this is the video, ha, 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 and this was the photo, hoo. Like, you think that that's okay?
I don't know about the nana boo boo stuff. I don't know. Did that guy like take the photo and then to piss off the baby and antagonize him?
I saw it. Hold on,
he did that.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, well, that's something completely different, Skylar. Like, you're asking for something to happen to you.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
No, he's in his city,
somebody
bro.
else's
Bro,
daughters?
come on, man. Listen, and this is what y'all failing to realize.
After he told
that
you,
is the internet. That is something that you cannot control. And if
yes,
he
you
wanted,
can. If you're a nigga who can find that boy's location, yes, you can.
bro, the baby ain't fit to do nothing. Marky, then you just
Man, the baby.
But here's the thing.
the baby
He shouldn't even have to. That man should have respected how he felt. Those are his daughters.
Them niggas got people signed up to do felonies, Scholar.
Bro, them dudes ain't doing nothing. Them dudes ain't doing nothing, and when they do something, they snitch on them like Lil Durk. It's like, bro, stop this. Stop, bro. The streets is dead, bro.
Lil Durk got anyway, man, Scholar, you believe, but let me see his nana and a boo boo stuff. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it, bro. Let me see if I can. But go ahead, Choco. Choco pulled up. Choco got something to say. Go ahead, Choco.
Hey, so I didn't really have too much to say about this topic until, you brought up, and then Marky Dan also brought up how he said things about Meg Thee Stallion. Okay, so I agree somewhat, but then I kind of caught myself being a hypocrite, but I don't know if I'm really being a hypocrite, because I just feel like, and the reason why I say that, y'all, I'm sorry if I'm not making sense, but the reason why I say that is, I remember when this whole like Anton and Corey thing went down, I said Corey was wrong for talking about that man's daughters. But I just feel like, how is DaBaby going to be disrespecting other people's daughters, but get mad when somebody disrespect his daughters, but they didn't even disrespect them. So I'm just trying to see, like, does he even have a right to be mad? You know, does he have a right to be mad?
That's a
When
fair
he's
point.
because yeah, she's grown, but at the same time, I remember, like I typed in the chat recently, a few months ago, some nigga said something about my throat or whatever like that. I said, worry about your daughter throat. And I don't know how old his daughter is, you know, but I didn't feel like I was wrong because, like, nigga, I don't know you. Get out my face. Like, you know, so I don't know. I don't know if is that a contradiction? I just feel like DaBaby does not have the right to try to be picky about his daughter's images when he's disrespecting other people's daughters. It would be different if the man's doing something inappropriate, but he's reacting a little bit he's doing a little bit too much considering the fact that he's out here disrespecting other people's daughters. It would be different, like, if what the man was doing was actually hurting his daughters, but their images are already out here anyway. So he needs to go sit down somewhere. That's pretty much all I have to say. I don't know.
I agree. I mean, at all parts, like, this is a free country. You got the right to put shit out there in the public. People have the right to react or draw said things that are in public or record said things that's in public. And then the point you raised is correct. I mean, not just the people's daughters in general. DaBaby is a disrespectful ass nigga. So for him to, like, then try to come back and demand respect,
right,
for some shit that, again, he put out there. He put his own children out there. He exposed them.
Right. And his daughter,
it's not like he drew these little girls doing, like you said, something inappropriate,
right,
or something that's just out of effing order. It's just two little girls smiling.
And
it's
the thing
nice
is,
photo he could paint he could hang up in his house. But instead, he wants to take it a whole different direction.
Bro,
which tells
and the thing is, when his daughters grow up, he's still gonna have a problem with somebody talking about his daughters the way that he talked about Megan or whoever. He's not gonna be cool with it just because they grown.
Karma is gonna hit that nigga hard. Because them girls, they're gonna be grown, they're gonna be going to all these festivals. It's gonna be over with.
Yeah, that remind me of P. Diddy, like, you know, his reputation. But I bet you if somebody lay hands on one of his twins, he'll kill him. He'll have him killed. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they need a taste of their own medicine. And it reminds me of when Jay-Z said something about because when his first daughter was born, he said something like, because of you, I stopped using the word bitch. Like what? Like, nigga, what? So
he still uses the word, don't he?
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, the baby.
I'm sure he does.
I don't think so. No.
He don't? Okay, well.
You know how people be. Look, stop. He a rapper. Ain't no way he took that as vocabulary. But
Wiz Khalifa don't rap about violence. Why
Wiz Khalifa don't even rap no more. That dude just smoke weed all day.
Yes, he do. Yes,
But
he do.
what's his latest song? What's his latest song?
In the 2020s.
Recently in the 2020s. That's crazy, man. So you know, Amber Rose took Wiz Khalifa's career with her, bro. But that's neither here nor there. But
I mean, that man is a weed farmer and producer. Shout out to him. He made a pivot.
You said rapper. But anyway, bro. I agree with Chaco. Like I said, when me and Chaco on the same page, it's probably Chaco, you want me to break out the truth table, sister? You want me to break out the truth table?
Go ahead.
Because sister, we on the same page. I feel like, listen, if we're talking about, is it something I would do? Now that's a different story.
Right.
I wouldn't take anybody's kids to do anything with anything. That's just me. That's just how I roll. I think that shit weird. But we're not talking about that. We're looking at this situation and saying who's right and who's wrong. And there's a lot of people that split. But the valid thing is, like, and Jay, you
there aren't too many people who are split. In a lot of the comments, a lot of people were saying, you know, if it was how he felt, is how he felt. I think you're split over here, you know, in on your channel, but a lot of people in the comments on the post were not split.
They definitely were split. They definitely were split, sister.
It was a few people who were saying he should have just took it. Oh yeah, maybe it's overreacting, but again, I just urge everybody to understand that you can't decide and you can't determine what's too much and how to respond when it's your kids. You know,
I will say this.
Everybody is going to have a different marker for that, and everybody's going to have a different standard for that. And at the minimum, I think that people should have a general respect. Take celebrity out of it. Take Hollywood out of it. Like he said, man to man. I'm uncomfortable with it. Take it down, brother. That's human respect.
Why didn't he reach to a man to man? That's not man to man.
Respect.
No. What he said is man to bitch. You need to take it down now, or something bad's gonna happen to you. That's what that post said.
That's not what he
Listen,
said.
you can't say man to man. You can't say man to man and then threaten somebody in the post.
He said, I'm saying to you as a man, I'm
Sister,
what he said was,
I'm telling you what he really
I'm trying
said.
to figure out as a man, why is my little daughters on your page as a man or something like this.
And then he
That's
said,
what he said.
we're gonna handle it with God willing, I see you again. Those are threats.
Again, and I think that was after he did this was the photo, y'all, a he ha ha. I don't know what's the big deal. Shrugging emojis, he ha ha. And so that's how he responded to it.
We live in a different time. We live in a different time where you can't kill somebody because they made a picture of your daughters. I mean, it just is what it is. Can you imagine somebody losing their life over this situation?
I'm not saying, and here we go going to the extreme.
No. They ain't to the extreme. He made a threat.
You have to kill somebody. You don't even have to threaten somebody. I don't even feel like that was necessary.
Okay, but he did it though.
Oh,
so now he got to stand on it.
But the man also too saw that he didn't want the photo, but he also took it to the internet.
But no. So, Jay, you missing the forest for the trees. So you got to think it. Listen, we talked about
anything. I just really feel like people's moral integrity is out of whack, especially when it comes to these kids. And because he's a celebrity, it's like, oh well, so what? Oh, because he got into an issue with Walmart. Oh well, so what? I just don't like that. To me, in my opinion, it's no difference than saying like, oh well, if a woman was neglecting her children, right? And she did a whole bunch of shit. She outside, she on whatever, she, promiscuous. And then somebody else to see her children and be like, well, so what? This bitch, she already got a bad reputation.
Nobody's saying that. You're doing false equivalences.
That's exactly what y'all are saying.
No, so you know the difference between.
He has a bad temperament.
I think the difference between.
He's known for doing this. He's known for doing that. He's a celebrity. So what?
I think the difference between your opinion and my sister is you think that I'm immoral for having mine, and I don't think you're immoral for disagreeing with mine. DaBaby is handling this all wrong, because if you say as a man, so and so and so, while my daughter's up, I'm talking to you as a father. If God run into you, you've now put that man on alert that he has to be prepared to do something when he sees you. So the idea that somebody could lose their life behind a picture being painted is a very real reality, because he's made it that by threatening. That's not how you handle stuff. DaBaby is in his late 30s, behaving like this still with the track record that he has.
31 or 32.
Let me look up his age. He's older than that.
He can't be. He's
definitely
like 31
is.
or 32.
But you think he's young because of the way he behaves.
If he was 25. If he was 20, if he was a teen parent, he said, dude, I'm not comfortable with you having pictures of my daughters outside of the club. I don't like that.
He's 34 years old.
The man goes on to
34 years old.
The man goes on.
And he was born in 91, so he turned 35 this year.
Okay. Again, 35, 25, 45. The man
middle
said he
age,
was uncomfortable.
behaving like a kid.
If he was uncomfortable with it, why can't we just respect the fact that he was uncomfortable with it? Everything else, and that's the part for me that like everybody's like, oh well, so what? If he's uncomfortable, he's uncomfortable. Because he's a celebrity, he doesn't have the right to be uncomfortable.
No, the world doesn't revolve around his comfort level, especially when he put the photos out himself.
I'm not saying that it should. It's just common human courtesy. It's having human empathy. It's being like, you know what? Cool, I understand.
Common human courtesy doesn't exist.
But DaBaby, not, and I hate to say this, sis, because you brought the point that it shouldn't matter that he's a celebrity, but DaBaby is not a common nigga, and he don't respond like a common nigga. He responds violently. And just being honest, if I was that dude, I would probably paint more pictures of this nigga's daughter.
Right.
You talking shit about what you gonna do when you see me. All right, let's test that, nigga.
I just told you that, Jay.
But you see, he's opening himself up to that.
Yo, Marky Dan. Let me ask the males this on the panel, because y'all talk about the male ego. If you're doing something and you're wrong for it, does how somebody address that affect how you're gonna react? Meaning like this: if you're standing on my foot and I'm like, "Hey, bro, you're on my foot," you probably be like, "Oh, my bad," right? If you're standing on my foot, I'm like, look, bitch ass nigga, get on my goddamn foot. You probably will respond with, like, hey, man, who you talking? It would escalate from there, right?
Yeah, but we're not talking about a foot. We're talking about kids.
Oh my God. Now, you can use metaphors all day, but when I use them, now we ain't talking about feet. Okay, all right, sis. The point, the analogy that I brought up with the foot was basically to show that, something that might have not been in the intentions, right? What is the intention of the individual? And when you sometimes if it's a crowded place, you might be standing on somebody's foot and not know. Right? And a simple, hey, like you act like DaBaby when he looked down and like with disgust or whatever that look was, he never said, hey, bro, listen, I like the painting, but I don't like you painting pictures of my daughter. That would have been the simple thing to do. He wouldn't even have to reach out to him privately, but he never discussed it. He looked down, looked away, and didn't take the painting, rejected the guy painting or whatever
And
the
if
case may
anything,
be.
Scholar, more people have seen the painting now because of his message that he put out there.
That too. He's helping the dude get clout. I'm just saying, man. At 35 years old, middle age, DaBaby need to grow up. You know what I mean? Because there was a time where DaBaby was canceled, where nobody worried about him because he did the one thing you're never supposed to do: attack them others and them ooish people. He attacked one of them groups and his career just went downhill. You know what I mean? And he was so desperate during that time. Like I said, he was out there, making a stallion like her feet licked. She like
I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna disagree with you, Scholar. DaBaby never fed. They tried to cancel him. That man had too much talent for anybody to kill his goddamn. Nah, he had too much talent.
Okay, well
anybody to kill his career.
Let me ask Jay. You've been disagreeing with me this whole time. Was DaBaby canceled? Let's be honest.
DaBaby was canceled and things slowed up for him. I don't think he was canceled in the sense where he was like cut off, but it was a moment where his career definitely slowed.
He said it. He said they was canceling shows. He
was cut off from them people like Dua Lipa. That's really all like that other level. But in terms of like, he was still selling out 15,000.
No, he wasn't.
50,000 people.
He was definitely still putting out good music.
Exactly, and he was still putting out the
nobody was. Oh my God, y'all got history.
Can I say something?
Of course you can.
Not exactly about that. Like I did think he fell off, but I don't follow that kind of stuff. But what was I gonna say? I forgot that quick. Wait, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, wait, no. I remember what I was gonna say. Okay, so like I said, I felt like just the fact that he's so willing to disrespect women makes him a hypocrite and kind of makes it hard to feel bad for him. And like I said, no, I don't think the painting is hurting his daughters because he puts his daughter's picture out there anyway. So I'm trying to see what the big deal is. So I do think now it's more of an ego thing. But the thing is, if he would have just told the man nicely, hey, can you take this down? I think the guy probably would have taken it down. But the thing is, if he did ask him nicely, then he wouldn't be the person that he is. And I just think that the whole it's toxic masculinity, and I think that's why like a lot of these rappers just are not lasting that long, if you know what I mean, because that's the whole like culture. They don't know how to act, they don't know how to communicate, they don't know when to like hold, when to fold, you know what I mean? So yeah, if he feel like if he gotta crash out, he just gonna crash out because that's what makes him quote unquote real. He don't have to wait, but he don't have to be like fair with it. He don't have to not be a hypocrite. He's just supposed to do what he want to do, and other people just supposed to get out the way. But that don't really work.
That's why you got for years, like with niggas that too. That's what it's about. I've been marketing to them.
Oh my bad. I'm over here listening to DaBaby video. I'm finna find.
I was about to say, can y'all hear me?
I thought I was my bad. Cause I thought I was on mute. Sis, I'm finna find where he said he got canceled. My bad. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, sis.
No, I'm done. That's all I pretty much had to say.
I didn't say he didn't get canceled by this guy. I'm just saying.
No, don't switch it up now. Why?
I'm saying he didn't fall off. That's what I'm saying.
No, he definitely was canceled.
He was still selling out shows. He was still putting out great music.
First off, let's listen. What like Charco said. The baby Ben fell off. He rapped the same way every time. He always beating the nigga up. He always shooting the nigga. You know this baby nigga. Like his style is just. I mean, it just played out at this point. People tired of
whatever
hearing
you think, Boxing Sky, whatever
you
you think.
You can only get canceled in music if your fan base ain't real. If your fan base is fake. That's the only way you can get canceled. Because I remember in 1989, Public Enemy. That's probably a little bit before y'all time. I'm a big
And
Public
then,
Enemy.
like, he didn't even do anything that bad. All he did was get on stage at Rolling Loud. What did he say? If you got AIDS or something, get the F out of here or something like that.
He got up there. He got up there, and his inner homosexual was speaking to him.
What I'm
That
saying,
was
your
too
fan
detailed.
base. That's why I said these rappers today ain't
understand.
got no real fan base, because if you you can't cancel a person with real fans. Like when Professor Griff came out and Professor Griff, they basically lied on him. He was talking about something he read in a book. He was quoting the book. He said, this book says that the Jews are responsible for the wickedness in the world. He was quoting a book. So the guy interviewing him, he took that excerpt. Professor Griff said the Jews are responsible for the wickedness in the world. And they ran with that across every media. Basically, Public Enemy was about to be
shit. Looking back on it, he probably right.
We stayed with Public
being
Enemy.
honest.
Their next album sold 2 million copies. We didn't care about that junk. We stuck with them. That's why when you have a real fan base, you cannot cancel someone with
Shout
a
out
real
to Public
fan
Enemy.
Like these artists today, they're basically the media and their record label are telling them, hey, listen to this artist. We're going to play their music all day, every day on the radio. Listen to them because we're telling you to listen to them. Now, when they don't want you to listen to them, it's like, well, don't listen to this artist anymore. Listen to this artist, because this artist is not in anymore. See, we didn't live by that code because hip hop wasn't even on the radio back then when I was coming up. We only listened to hip hop on the radio once a week. And so we didn't live by the codes y'all live by today. So, like I said, you can't cancel somebody with a real fan base.
Nah, I disagree. All positive. It depends. The episode I got in the future is Chris Brown. Just giving y'all a heads up.
Chris Brown got a real fan base. You can't cancel
Exactly.
Chris Brown is one of the uncanceled.
He can do whatever he want to do. He like K-Dot. K-Dot, Chris Brown. It's some people that are R. Kelly. It's some people that are uncancelable. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like it.
You
I don't
can't
like
cancel R. Kelly.
I don't like it. I do not like it. I don't like it one bit. They should be played by the same rules as everybody else. But in this situation, the baby got to grow up.
I think talking about canceling, like the media landscape has changed so much. So let's just say the record label isn't pushing you the way that they would have in the past after your comments or something. A person can go in their own personal studio, make a song. It's going viral. It's gaining traction. It's on TikTok. It's everywhere right now. You know what I mean? Like there's so many points of entry and to be in front of the public. And if that drum pop, it pop. I feel like, cancel is a nice idea when we didn't have so many forums and we didn't have so many ways to consume things. So it's hard to do it in today's age.
Disagree. I disagree 1,000%. I give you an example. Tory Lanez, Tory Lanez, and listen, not agreeing with him. He should be canceled, but that's an effective cancel.
Like I said, it goes back. He didn't have a real
but wasn't
he locked up though? He locked up.
That's
No, he's trying to do a video. He's trying to do a video from jail right now.
Now, being locked up does not permit you from selling records. Tupac was the first artist
Exactly.
to have a number one album while in prison.
Exactly.
Then we had a number one album. He beat Bruce Springsteen out.
That's crazy. I ain't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, but also too, like Tory Lanez has a whole bunch of people who are modeling for his like album and India Love and Sukiyana. Like he's having a whole rollout. Like I don't feel like he's been canceled. All in the way that they're like you're trying to make it seem.
No, so he also has a record label. So the record label can go out and waste and spend money to make it appear like you're not canceled. But if you're canceled, you cancel. It's the public. They try to control public perception, but it doesn't always work. But there are people like canceling is an effective strategy. There have been people out there who try to fake it through the canceling, and it just didn't work. DaBaby was one of them. He thought like he was gonna go out there and say what he had to say, and they started, closing shows and doing all this other stuff. But what it is I think the record label didn't want to take risks or look like they supported it, but they waited till the people showed that they supported, and then that's when they pushed DaBaby again. So if they really like was on some stuff like, hey, his contract is up, DaBaby would have never made it. That song that he made that got him back viral or whatever on TikTok, it would have fizzled out, and it would have been the end of it.
I have a question. Do you think Tory was really canceled though? Because I've heard it said that people didn't really start paying attention to him until the situation with Meg Thee Stallion.
Nah,
You know, and not only that,
Tory has some
Hold on,
hits.
let her finish.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, and from what it seemed to me, it seemed like a lot of black people are on his side over hers, of course. So I just can't see black people caring about what happened in canceling him, unless you mean white people cancel him. Who canceled him is my question.
Well, black people do whatever white folks want them to do. So.
I disagree. Because black people ain't canceling nobody for shooting Meg Thee Stallion. They just not.
If white people don't want you wearing something or doing something, like when Kanye West had them ugly shoes and his ugly clothing on, everybody was wearing it. So when white folks like, okay, we gonna cancel Kanye now everybody's like, well, I don't want to wear
$700 some Yeezys.
Man, them garbage shoes, man. Them shoes so ugly, man. I don't know why people.
I cannot believe like that. That just showed me. Like you see them big ass elf red Santa shoes, all positive.
You said what?
This nigga spending $1,000 for them shits.
Yeah, man. I'm like, yo, people. Look, I'm like, black people don't even dictate our own culture anymore, man. Because I remember we made Wu-Tang. White people didn't tell us, yo, listen to Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang was not on the radio. They went platinum without radio. We made NWA. NWA had no song on mainstream radio, and they still went platinum. Ice Cube didn't have a single video or single for his first album. He still went platinum because we made those artists. Nowadays, they will give us an artist like, listen to this artist, fake some stream numbers, and then everybody's like, well, since everybody else is listening to it, I might as well listen to it too. I don't want to be left out. And then they prop up these artists who y'all know this music is trash, but y'all will say it's hot because y'all don't want to be left out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying y'all on the panel, but I'm just saying in general, black folks.
I just feel like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like if it was up to black people, Tory wouldn't even be in jail. So, yeah, I don't think black people canceled Tory. So I don't think Tory's really canceled. I think he probably just got a lot of momentum from this, if anything.
So I was never really a fan of him anyway. I don't know any of his music, but I don't know. Maybe his fan is still he's still fan base. Like I said, I know he has a lot of supporters. Like a lot of men and women still support him. Like I don't know what went down in the case with him and Meg, so I've never commented on it because I don't know. I don't know anything about the case, so I can't make my opinion about something I don't know anything about. But yo, he still got some fans. You know, he still got fans.
Are y'all there?
Yeah.
I stepped away for a second, and I ain't never seen a room for the So y'all trying to cancel me? I see what the play is now.
Yeah, but I don't mess with Kanye though. I do not mess with that dude. When Kanye was up here talking about slavery's a choice and he went down on black folks and hanging with Trump, nobody said anything until he started talking about some small hats. And everybody was like, "Oh man, this dude is off his meds," and now he's.
You know what's the craziest part about that? Now that he dropping music again, now everybody back on Kanye team.
Back on the tip again. Like I said,
that's crazy.
Nah, but Kanye, he had that Donda, that was like a Super Bowl run, Boxer Scally. He really had to drag his nuts on these niggas.
What? Elaborate.
You remember Donda? You remember the Donda album where he got up there and said where he swept the Grammys for best album, best live performance, best song of the year, best rap song. And he got up there and said, well, imagine if I didn't win. I guess I'll never know.
Yeah.
Drag his nuts on them niggas. After they were trying to say Kanye's lost his mind. Kanye ain't came out with a good album in years. He really had to drag his nuts on them niggas.
But speaking of that, about the Grammys and the Oscars and all that, this is my message to black folks in particular. Black people, we can't criticize the Grammys and Oscars when our favorite artists don't win, black artists, but when they win, we praising the Grammys and Oscars. That's fake.
You know what?
Either you like it or you don't.
I thought you was gonna say something different from what you actually said. Because what I always think is it's like they're complaining about the Grammys and the Oscars, but the thing is, like, they got all dressed up and went down there, you know what I'm saying, sat in front of them just to hear what them white people had to say.
Exactly.
So now you mad because they didn't give you a pat on the head. So to me, that's what's ironic, you know, because you calling them racist and everything, but yet you still want to get their approval. So yeah, that's what I think is bullshit.
And the thing, I hate to cut you off.
Because this is the thing. Wait, one more thing. Because the thing is, if black people respected each other, then why wouldn't they have their own, their own awards? Because they don't care what each other think. They only care what they only care what a white person thinks.
We got the NAACP awards. We got the Soul Train awards.
Yeah, they don't care about that.
Show up. They never show up.
They want to see him up on the stage with a bunch of white people in the audience.
Because once again, my favorite.
But they want somebody to respect them. That's the thing. Like, if they don't respect black people, then why would anybody else?
And it was disappointing that my favorite group of all time, and I keep saying it, Public Enemy. I've been a fan since '87. Came out. Favorite group of all time is Public Enemy. Public Enemy had a song called "Terminator X to the Edge of Panic." There wasn't even a rap category. The first rap category in the Grammys was 1989. My bad. Yeah, 1989. Will Smith, Fresh Prince. Jay-Z and Fresh Prince won the first rap Grammy. They only had one category for rap. That's it, across the board. The second one was Young MC won over that category. Public Enemy was in that. But in 1988, Public Enemy, when there was no rap categories, they had a song "Terminator X to the Edge of Panic." And Chuck D and Flavor Flav had lines like "Trigger Chicken Miami, Terminator X packs of jams. Who gives a F about a goddamn Grammy?" And I've always sat with that. I don't care about the Grammys. So a few years ago, the Grammys gave Public Enemy a Lifetime Achievement Grammy, and they accepted it. And that hurt my heart. I still ain't even looked at it. I haven't looked at it on YouTube or anything. But that hurt my heart to see Public Enemy accept the Grammy. So now you cannot criticize the Grammys anymore because they gave you a Lifetime Achievement Grammy and you accepted it. That's it.
Yeah, I think sometimes they be flexing their muscle, you know what I mean? Like, cause who gonna reject it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After Kodak Black,
she told them to take their name because after the Trayvon Martin, Sinead O'Connor's a white woman. She passed away a couple years ago, but after all the racism in America and the Trayvon Martin work and all that, Sinead O'Connor basically told the Grammys, "Look, take my name out of the Grammy," because she was standing for something. And that's a white woman doing this. Jay-Z's not going to do that. He's not going to say take my name out of the Grammy category. Kendrick Lamar's not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? A white man, he won the Oscar and he gave his Oscar back because he didn't like the way Native Americans was treated in Hollywood. He gave it back. Nobody black gave the Oscar back.
Yeah, because I guess black people feel like they can't afford to pull them stunts. You know.
But yeah,
they can't afford.
Black. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
It's gonna be brief. I'm gonna be brief. They can't afford to lose favor with the white man. Really, what it is, they want that pat on the back from the white man.
Look.
So wait, one more thing. Is it really the pat on the back or is it really just the financial incentive? Because what I always say, like, not to like change the topic, but as it relates to, for instance, like Africa, I feel like white people are always going to have more money, and so therefore they can make black people sell out and turn on each other. You see what I mean?
Yeah, they will. They do.
Absolutely.
But as the saying goes, and I didn't make this saying, but it's an old saying. It's a new saying, actually. It says, you can punish disobedience, but you can't punish disinterest. So if someone doesn't care about these trinkets, you can't punish them. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, what are you going to do to me? Take my name off the list being nominated? I don't care about it anyway. Look, man, I've never cared about trinkets. Out of all the boxing trophies and basketball trophies I have none in my house. They're still at my mother's house in the backyard shed in a box. And everybody's like, why don't you have your trophy? I'm like, look, they don't define who I am. I know I'm God. Everybody know I'm God. I don't need no trinkets to tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After I agree with that. After Kodak Black didn't even get nominated for Best Rap Song for Super Gremlin, I was done with the Grammys. I haven't given a fucking many years. And it's just a thing of like, it's like, why would I give a fuck what a panel of people, I don't even know who the F these people are.
Yeah.
Like, they could have just picked a couple niggas up from a car wash that don't even speak English to decide who wins these awards, who's nominated. I just stopped giving a fuck. And that's the way I feel about the Oscars, the Emmys, Golden Globe. I really don't give not one fuck about none of these
Any
people
of
got
it.
to say.
None of
like
it.
I like the TV shows I like the fucking movies I like the artists I like, and I think they're great. And if you don't think they're great, fuck you. Like, it really just don't matter to me. And yeah, I mean, I don't really like.
Yo, Marky.
The whole what?
Let me say this to your point. What Chaco said too. It's the pat on the back, bro.
Yeah.
But like you said, they don't know who these people are. I remember, and it's the same thing with the Oscars, right? Like, they get all dressed up and go win the Oscars, and it's like, bro, if Samuel Jackson, I don't know if he's ever won, but he's one of the highest grossing.
I don't think he's ever been nominated.
I think what is his movies like grossed over like $1 billion, $2 billion? Like, so people obviously don't care, and nobody looks at him and thinks he's a bad actor. So he doesn't need the pat on the head from the Grammys.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's the same thing. I mean, excuse me, the Oscars. It's the same thing with the Grammys. Like, I don't know why they seek so much that white validation. White people throwing that validation back. They don't give a damn. They're taking stances that the black artists should be taking.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Okay, he got nominated for Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
I was just saying he got done in Pulp Fiction, but he's never won. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look. Marshall Ali got 2 Oscars. You know what it is?
Nope.
He was supposed to play Blade in the reboot. He played in the green, the black book, the green book, whatever the name of that movie is about the I didn't look at it. I don't
You mean
look
the
at
Green Mile?
No, that's Michael Clark Duncan. No, Marshall Ali. He was a college basketball player, released a rap album on Stone's Throw. And
is that the nigga from Blood Diamond?
No, that's not him.
No, he's talking about the dude that was supposed to play Blade. I can't think of
Blade. Yeah, Marshall Ali. That's his name.
You ever seen the movie Kicks?
Yeah, Kicks. He played Kicks. He played old boy Uncle in the movie Kicks. Yeah.
Let me see.
Little man.
Didn't he play in a TV show? Wasn't he? He wasn't in The Wire, was he?
He played in. Matter of fact, he played in Luke Cage. He played as what's the guy? The main villain in Luke Cage.
Oh, he played Luke Cage. He was Luke Cage.
The main villain. I forgot his name.
Oh, he was not Luke Cage. Okay.
No, he was the main villain in Luke Cage. You know him, you've seen. I forgot his name.
Oh, yeah. I know this boy. He was I know. Okay, I know the Green Mile now. That's the one with the where he was the pianist, and then he had the dude from Lord of the Rings who was his bodyguard. I remember that now.
Yeah, but he has 2 Oscars, and we haven't seen him in anything since. I'm like, it really, these triggers don't mean anything.
And they go out of their way to get him. APN.
I mean, I just think it's kind of cool, and like Jamie Foxx. I think Jamie Foxx got an Oscar, he got a Grammy, he got a Golden Globe, and I think he got a Tony Award.
Yep.
I have a question.
Like, it's just cool to say. Go ahead.
It is, but it don't really mean nothing. Like, when they really break it down, it's kind of like, you know, in boxing, they box for belts, but you look at all the people that have had them, they mean something, and you pay sanctioning fees into it. They don't pay into the Grammys or the Oscars. It literally is a group of random people that, like, I remember when they voted 12 Years a Slave, the movie, one of the people that voted admitted that they didn't even watch the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is what y'all, and like Chaco said earlier, they don't value their own awards. They break their neck to go over there and get that white man's approval.
And
that's the weirdest thing in the world.
Niggas let Will Smith walk on stage and smack the
they ain't let Will Smith do
Chris
nothing.
Rock.
He did it.
Didn't have no security swarm. Didn't have no police called.
Yeah, that was
nothing.
ghetto. I have a question though. And I mean, maybe this question, I'm sure it's been asked, you know, a bunch of times, but since Kanye specifically wrote a song about that, what do y'all think happened to Kanye like to where he turned into the person that's doing these things?
I think he never. I think he never recovered from the death of his mother.
Yeah,
That's what I think it is. I think he never recovered.
That's real strange because that's something that people go through, you know, as they get older. I mean, that's a normal
Grief is
thing.
different from every. Grief is like a spectrum. The same way they say like sexuality is a spectrum. Grief is a spectrum. It hits people differently, and some people have mental breakdowns.
Yep. Agreed.
And when you mix that with drugs and alcohol, it just exasperates it. And then people are validating you while you're in the middle of your mental breakdown and your drugs and alcohol and all that shit. Like, yeah, I mean, this man married a whore. Like I said to Skylar the other day, he intentionally went out and decided to marry a whore. That's not somebody that's mentally sound. And then you remember he was stalking Kim Kardashian. They caught this nigga dressed up as a tree outside her house.
Which is
like,
crazy.
You just can't make up some of that
crazy.
shit. You really
he wanted
just
his
can't make it up.
privacy. He wanted his privacy from paparazzi so he could stalk Kim Kardashian.
I mean, just insane, Boxing God. Just really insane.
So what I was saying, Choco, you hit on a good point. I've always thought about that. Like, you know, always giving some deep thought to that. Like, wait a minute, why do they always break their necks to go to these award places? Like, what is it about these places that they can't
They
get
be getting fudge packed in the back, Boxing Scholar.
This dude trying to get me canceled. We just talked about the baby. No, don't do that, brother. Don't do that. It's communities you don't talk about, and that's one of them, brother. Don't do that.
Rainbow Riders.
And then he double down on it.
I just think a lot of people might pretend that they don't care about white validation, but they really do.
I agree.
You know, so it sounds good to say you don't, but is it true that they really don't? Or that's just what's gonna, you know, make them money, or do they just feel like, you know, they're not going to get it anyway?
Look at Monique in Precious. Great, like she played that role of the abusive mother so well that she got an Oscar for it, and she deserved that shit. But she did that. I mean, those white people don't respect her. Look how they treat her. They don't pay her work, or at least in her words, they didn't pay her work, and she's still bitching and crying about it to this day. So do you want the validation or what is really more validation? How them niggas pay you or the Grammy? Cause that nigga I was talking about from Blood Diamond, the African dude, I can't think of his name right now. He says to this day he's still not getting paid what he's worth, but he's been nominated for 2 different Oscars.
I think they care about both, because I think if Monique was getting paid but she still hadn't won an Oscar, you know, she probably would still feel some type of way. So, you know, it's just, I guess, you know, since the money is what she's not getting, that's what she's talking about. So. And are people trying to see her? I don't know. Like, I know she's complained a lot about it, but are people really trying to see her to where she's going to make that much money to justify it?
Yeah, that broad, she needs to have her own podcast. I think Monique would be funny as hell bringing in people for interviews. She could do her own thing, but
then that's what she needs to do.
Yeah, but she's out here looking for money from the white man, and then dragging down her other brothers and sisters who got their money from the white man.
So APN brought up a point that I would understand. So like I hate to keep doing this because a lot of people don't watch boxing, but if we're going back to boxing, right? When you win the championship belt, you then have minimums that you're required to take. Like you could have a number that you don't go up under. You like, no, this is my price as a champion, right? Like I think it's really silly to me that they're the one thing that they want is a pat on the back from that award, right? And the acceptance from that award, but it doesn't even increase your income. Like that's what that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what is the point of going through all that if it's not going to increase your revenue? If it's not going to enrich you? Like that don't make any sense to me. You doing all of this for a pat on the back or acceptance from white people? That's a lot of hoops and hurdles to jump through just to get white people to say you did it. You got movie of the year. you did it. You beat out this. And then not only is it the pat on the back that they're seeking, Charco, they're competing against other white actors, and white is the excellence in their head. So that if they could beat out a white person, get the nod from other white people from the and while beating out the white people, well, then that's enough for them. That's how they're looking at it.
Yeah, you know what I just thought? I wish you had this clip. It's like a clip of like an old white talk show host, and he's holding a monkey and laughing his ass off. I wish you had that clip. That's really what I was thinking about as you were talking.
Well, what was that? What you was thinking about, brother?
No, because you talking about how they just want to pat on the back.
Oh, okay, got you. Like good monkey, good monkey. Yeah, but we don't do that over here. That's that BBO stuff, but that's crazy. But but yeah, that's just crazy work.
Okay, Mr. Look at the Coon.
Yeah, we'll do that. But we ain't finna do no monkey stuff. That's crazy, bro. But yeah, that's crazy that they do all that, Marky Dan. But I get it though. Like I said, if white is considered the excellence and it's considered the like standard, and then you're beating out white artists, and then you're getting a patent from other random white people, then that's enough for them. And it's crazy to me because, like I said, it don't even enrich your status.
See you later.
AP, you off mute. I don't know. You don't say nothing crazy.
Oh man, no, I was kissing a little girl. By my bad. I forgot I came up to myself on mute. Yeah.
Don't say nothing crazy now. We want to get you hot, Mike.
No, I'm good, man. I forgot I was off mute for a little bit.
But yeah, I'm happy my sister Charco pulled up and Jay pulled up earlier, but the baby completely wrong, man. Going back.
Okay, somebody refresh me because I joined late. What did the baby do? I don't know.
Okay, let's go back to the video. So the baby basically he got into it with a dude because a dude painted a picture of his daughter without his permission.
Oh, okay.
And gave it to him though. Like he tried to give it to him outside of a club. The baby didn't take it. He looked at the guy and was just like, like kind of cold with him, right? So the guy takes the picture and posts the picture online. So when he posts the picture online, the guy gets mad. The baby gets mad at the guy. Means the baby gets mad at the guy, right? And then he posts like a threatening message to him.
Must have been a black dude, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
He posted a threatening message to him, and he told him basically,
look, I ain't no problem with the baby, but I ain't never seen the baby have all this energy for white people. Only black people that he be jumping in the in the bowling alleys and all this stuff.
Yeah, why? Yeah, that's a good point. Why the baby ain't out there threatening these executives that canceled him when he went at the LGBTQ community?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing someone brought up about the Gucci Mane situation. Like, I didn't know about that till 2 days ago. Like I said, I don't watch no TV. I'm totally out the loop. But they said Pooh Shiesty had set up Rob to get out of a contract.
Yeah.
Like, if Gucci Mane was Leo Cohen, they would have never done that.
No, hold up, all positive. Now, this is why I disagree with you on that one. I brought this up earlier. Gucci Mane is like the baby to me. Like, I know you see the situation where the dudes from Atlanta.
It was a bad contract. I ain't gonna front on that. But I'm just saying.
No, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say he liked the baby to me because like when those dudes put up on the baby to in Atlanta, remember he was like talking stuff to him, and then he went to told Vlad that them dudes got lucky. Like, bro, it's one of you. It was a group of them, bro. Yeah. Like they could have easily got to you with 9mm, just spread it out. You know what I mean? You one person or whatever. So like the baby walk around like he's the biggest, toughest dude in the world, and he's clearly not that. And I feel like when you keep one foot in the streets and one foot in the music industry, that's where you lose. And I think that's what happened with Gucci Mane. Because remember, Gucci Mane shot somebody and was trying to, and he always talked about it. He always claimed.
That's still from the Jeezy situation.
Yeah, Jeezy put that hit on him.
Yeah.
Put that hit on him, and then sent his homeboy to go collect his chain, and Gucci ended up shooting and killing him. And that's why when they did the verses, you go back and look at the verses, because you said earlier you wasn't aware of it. Go back and look at their verses, and you'll see it's a segment in there where Gucci like dig your punk ass friend.
No, I know about the Gucci. I know about the Gucci and Jeezy situation. But I'm not aware of the Gucci and
Pooh Shiesty situation.
Okay, but that's what I'm getting
Can
to.
we say something real quick?
Go ahead.
I feel like we encourage the bullshit though, because like I just thought about it. I was like, okay, what if somebody posted a picture of like a white celebrity? Of course, they got some white celebrities that are loose cannons, but usually most of them are not, right? But I feel like, let's just say if DaBaby hadn't said anything about the guy posting the picture, then I feel like, you know, the blogs would have blown it up, and then black people would have been like, oh, well, why he ain't saying this? Why he ain't saying that? Why he ain't doing this and that? You know, and just like the idea of the fact that knowing that history and they still did a versus between him and Jeezy, that's so it's like we like this shit. You know what I mean? I mean,
No, that wasn't the case. Jeezy wanted to make amends because it's been so long, and he thought it would be a good idea for them to do a versus together. And at first, Gucci Mane was against it, but then
that don't even sound right.
I think his girl talked to him, and then he was like, you know what? We making a bag. We probably do need to make amends. Like, it's been a long time. Blah blah blah. And
okay, well,
that's what
maybe
happened.
so. Yeah, but yeah, I think that we put pressure, and of course, I mean, we collectively we put pressure on black men to perform this this macho-ness and this toxic masculinity. Yeah. That's what I think.
I don't believe in toxic masculinity.
So you don't think what DaBaby is doing is toxic masculinity?
No, I think it's stupidity. It ain't got nothing to do with no toxic masculinity.
But women don't do that though.
Bullshit.
They might. I mean, not really. No
bullshit. I see women crashing out every day on Instagram.
See, you saying a female rapper would have said, "Oh, if you know what's good for you, this, that, the other."
Cardi B attacked Nicki Minaj in
I don't know.
Actually, there's always been females back in the day, like the whole Lil' Kim,
Queen Latifah.
Well, maybe okay. Well, let's just say black people. Black people.
And it was someone getting shot at Hot 97.
Okay, well, maybe black people are the black hip hop community. I guess I say that just because it's mostly males, but yeah, I feel like we expect that out of them, and if they're not doing that, we look at them like something wrong with them.
Look, I think there's no situation that can't be talked out unless if somebody robbed you or some of that, then you got to get your get back. But like I said, if someone just talking about you on wax, I mean, we can sort that out, man. We don't need
but people, well, I guess it's hard to know, because I was gonna say, don't people get killed because of that too? But then again, they doing so much shit behind the scenes. You don't know what the story really is, like, because I remember when they killed Young Von, King Von, and I feel like during that time, so many rappers was getting killed. I was like, damn,
I never heard of King Von until he got.
Me too. Well, no, I think I heard of him before. I didn't hear about Nipsey. I ain't never hear about Nipsey until he got killed, or P&B Rock.
Maybe a few months before he got shot, but I only knew him from a Breakfast Club interview. He was talking about Dr. Sebi. I'm like, I don't even know who this guy is.
Yeah.
But I'm so out of touch with these new artists.
Same.
I mean, I'm just ignorant to,
and I want to be out of touch. I don't want to have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's like back in the day, they develop an artist. Like, an artist would come out and their album wouldn't drop for 3 more years, but they would develop their artist, put them on features, this and that. And when they came out, they would be polished and ready. Now, someone learns to rap in March. They're like, okay, I'm gonna start rapping, and they got an album dropping by November. Like, there's no development anymore, man.
That gives me an idea about something I want to talk about. But wait, before I say that, I wanted to say, like, how many of these rappers are actually doing dirt behind the scenes? Because I remember when they killed King Von, I was like, that's a damn shame. It's a young, handsome young man. But then they said that he was like a serial killer. And so it makes you wonder, how much shit are they actually doing, and are they really getting killed because of internet beefs or bullshit, or are they getting killed because they really out here like that?
I've seen them documentaries of these guys in Chicago, and I'm like, that is insane. I didn't know these guys was out there. It's like they're basically committing these fatalities of other people, black people. They're rhyming about it, and the police aren't doing anything about it. They're letting them do that in the area.
Well, when they used to try to charge them for that, they said it was the First Amendment speech or something like that. Because when they used to trying to use the lyrics against them
on somebody before, like I forgot the artist in California, they've used it against them. But these guys are basically talking about stuff, and like, it's like when you hear about this getting gunned down. Like they released a song like, yo, this guy's not gonna live long. Like the guy that did the song, I don't even know their name, but he had used the Fantasia When I See You. He used that to talking about some of his enemies that got murdered or whatever. And I'm like, this guy's not gonna live long. But he ended up living like 2 more years after that before they found him out. So I'm like,
That's what I'm saying. It's just they rolling downhill. It's only downhill from that. You know, it don't have no good ending. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's a whole nother discussion. I don't see the appeal.
Biggie and Pac, everybody should learn from that. If you don't learn from that situation 30 years later, then
that's another thing though.
You should learn from that.
That's another thing though, because you know, I don't know. Of course, we can only guess, but like, okay, so I heard that Diddy put a hit out on him. I heard, but I heard that. But then again, it's like he had a fight that night right before he left. I mean, my brother is a huge Tupac fan, and so my brother was saying, you know, regardless of, you know, whoever shot him, it had to do more so not necessarily with the beef, but with the fight that he got into that night.
Yeah. I really don't. I don't know if the fight was a scapegoat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ain't no telling.
I really don't know anything. All I know is like what's being told, but all I'm saying is all of that could have been avoided. It could have been avoided, man. It, like I said, and that was my problem with Tupac. Like, I love when Tupac went to prison for that charge, and I thought it was a bogus charge. I don't think he ever assaulted any female. I
don't think anybody believed it.
I thought he got railroaded. So when Tupac went to prison and he doing all these interviews with the Vibe magazine, he was talking about Thug Life is dead. You know what I'm saying? I was with him. I was like, yo, this guy got railroaded. You know what I'm saying? He's like, Thug Life, I'm not gonna rap no more. I'm gonna change my life. Man, and I was with Tupac 100%. As soon as this dude gets out of prison, not even a whole day, he's recording songs, Thug Life.
Well, he had to. Suge got him out of prison, huh? Isn't that how it went?
You align yourself with somebody like Suge Knight, man, and let this dude play you like a fiddle, man. And this has always been my problem with Tupac. A lot of Tupac fans don't like me. I tell you.
He was very young. He was very young.
He was a very smart guy, but he aligned himself with dudes that weren't very smart and always got caught up in some mess. Always. I'm like, he was a very smart guy, but he always allowed himself to get caught up with guys that he shouldn't have been hanging around with. And I never understand that. I never could understand it from a guy of there was.
I mean, as a gangster rapper, who you gonna hang out with besides those kind of people?
Tupac didn't grow up as a gangster.
Yeah, but he still was a gangster rapper, though.
Yeah, he was. Tupac. I mean,
in other words, a rapper.
Yeah, he grew up listening to, like, you find out, like, read his different biographies about him. Like, he was real big in classical music and what's the name? What's the guy name that wrote the William Shakespeare plays and all stuff? Like, look, man, the street stuff is not you.
But that's what I'm saying, though. So, but how you gonna monetize those talents and those interests in the Black community? You can't, because we like the ratchet shit.
Yeah, like the ratchet stuff. You're right.
It's sad, you know.
Correct. You are correct, man.
It's really sad.
That's what they're into, man. It's like that's why Nas was coming out with this because I play chess every day. I play about 30-40 games.
My daddy played chess every day.
I love this. But Nas is coming out with this supposed to come out with this movie or series about a black grandmaster of chess. And I basically said online, I was like, Nas is wasting his time. Black folk ain't gonna look at that. They won't look at these same power shows that 50 Cent.
Right. Exactly.
They don't want to see that.
Exactly. So, you know, and I think a lot of people will kind of bow to that kind of content. But I mean, I think it's important to be true to yourself and not just do whatever you got to do just to make money or get eyes on you. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's why shit is going downhill now, because people keep trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator.
Yeah,
and that's something I do want to talk about, how, because y'all did say kind of like, I think you were saying kind of like how it used to be, as far as maybe it was Jure, but somebody was saying something about like how media used to be different, so now it's like social media, and so they were talking about like the power of social media. But my thing is, and what I wanted to say was, but people still are the same. People still have the same hive mind, whereby they still want to be told what to do. They still want to be told what's in style, what's fashionable, what's hot, so regardless of who's doing it, people gonna still try to find out what it is, and they want to do it too. So whether it's the mainstream media or social media, it's the same shit.
Hey, so,
it's the same shit.
Some 20-year-olds saw some pictures of me as a teenager. Now I'm about 50 years old now. So they saw me in the 90s when I was a teenager. And he said, "Man, you still dressing the same way you did back in the 90s." I'm like, "Yo, I've never changed, man. I don't get what this."
Right. Yeah. And
yeah, go ahead.
When y'all were talking about the Kanye shoes or the big ugly red boots, I saw those boots on Fortnite. I was confused for a second. I was like, wait, what is this? But yeah, I think people have a natural inclination to want to be led and to be like everybody else. And it's an interesting psychological phenomenon.
Yeah.
Oh, look, man, we're bringing out our truth tables now.
Yeah, man.
What you mean?
Don't you break out no truth tables now? Don't you do that?
I'm still wearing Averex jackets like it's 1999. You know what I'm saying?
But no, listen, Choco. I disagree with you on this.
You what?
I think it's in everybody, right? Choco, you play the piano. I know you're familiar with Carl Jung.
You talking about? Isn't that a philosopher? Okay, yeah.
Like everybody has a shadow. It's not just the black experience.
Oh no, I didn't say black people. I'm talking about people in general. As far as when I said mainstream media and
you said mostly us. You said mostly us, especially.
No, I thought. Okay, well, Well, when I was talking about that just now, I was definitely talking about just people in general, because I'm just talking about people exposed to mainstream media and people exposed to social media, which is everybody. I was just saying, like, it's not the form of media that's the problem. It's just the fact that everybody wants to be doing what's hot. Everybody wants to look around first before they decide, hey, do I want to do this or do I want to do that? So no, I don't think that particular thing is a race thing. I do think the toxic masculinity is a race thing, or toxic femininity, whatever you want to say. Just to basically like the encouraging people to be aggressive, or that means if they didn't do this, that mean they got punked. That's what I'm talking about when I say
everybody thinks like that. Like the men. Chaco, I just watched the video today. They showed a clip of Barack Obama on Fox News, and Fox News was making fun of him for wearing a helmet.
Wearing a helmet on a motorcycle or something?
No, on a bike.
Oh, okay. Fox can say what the fuck they want to say, but at the same time, he's still gonna wear it.
You missing what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
they putting it out there that.
But they don't like Obama though. You see what I'm saying? So that's what that's about.
But you're missing it. You're missing it again, Chocolate. You talk about toxic.
I'm saying just because they said that about Obama, that don't mean they would have said that about the next person. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna find something to say about him.
But listen, sister, the point that they was making with Barack Obama was that he was a punk, basically because he's wearing a helmet. And the point that I was making to you is that toxic masculinity exists with them too as well. You could make an argument that it's more so them, because what they do is something completely and entirely different, which is white supremacy, and a focal point on that. Like anytime that they're not centered and given the attention and given all the respect that nobody else could get some, they lose their stuff. When Colin Kaepernick take a knee, you know what I mean? White people, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it all. Even the white women coming out, you know what I mean? Coming out of burning buildings with their hair all crazy and stuff. So I think it's more so in them than us. I
disagree with that, but
anything that we have in us that is negative comes from them, because they taught us how to be. Like they literally owned us at one time. And this is why they be showing up hitting panel links telling us how to be now. They don't realize how racist that is. But yeah, I think everything negative that we got come from them.
Well, I don't think. Nah, I'm gonna say a lot, yeah, but okay, more so I'm gonna say maybe what you're saying is true in fact, but not in theory. I would have to think about it. And I know that's interesting to say something is true in fact, but not in theory, because I would have to first think of something that didn't come from them or I feel didn't come from them in order to prove you wrong, right? But I just don't like the idea that it seemed like you're saying that Black people can't think of anything what's the word? You know, degenerate on their own. You know what I mean? And that's not realistic.
No, it's not that. What I'm saying is this: we you don't need the scholar to tell you that they owned us and was teaching like whipping us. You know what I mean? Telling us how to be, and they was like, there's videos and documentaries of them saying, you know, I took my children up to her and I said she's family because she breastfed y'all. You know, we owned her at one time. These are videos, you know what I mean? And I don't know what I'm gonna do now that the Civil War then took out my slaves, or now I have to pay them, and I don't know what to do. Like there's videos and documentation of these type of things. So like those people taught Black people the ways, like they beat them, taught them religion, like all the negative stuff that they have, like even the aggression towards them. That like we talked about colorism and the house Negro and stuff like that. Like all that stuff stemmed from them.
Yeah,
All
I
that
agree.
negativity.
I agree.
Even
That
now,
comes from now.
even now, Chaco, the coons that be over there in them red pill spaces that talk about immigrants and saying all the white people talking points, they learned that from somewhere. It's illogical for them to go with the people who they feel like they're being oppressed against and turn to the other people and say they the problems, but they're doing it, and they're doing it because they've been taught. They've been taught, so they're on autopilot right now. So that's just my stance on that.
I don't know. That might be more insulting than just saying that, you know, they doing it on their own. Damn, at least give them credit for something, you know? Because like, I mean, doing it on your own is bad, but damn, doing it because somebody else doing it, I gotta say that shit is worse.
What about doing it because sometimes we do stuff we don't understand. Sometimes
I think they understand it though. I think people
No.
understand it. Like Kanye, if he knew enough to write that song, what it all falls down or whatever it's called, like he knows. He knows. And then he said something about and when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. They know what they're doing.
But
They
you gotta
know.
remember Kanye West don't write his own lyrics, you know.
Oh, he don't?
Nah. Consequences wrote for him.
Ryan Fest wrote Jesus Walks and other songs for him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
Then why the hell they got him rapping it? I never understood that. But okay.
That's how that happens. Some people that can't write hits for themselves, they give it to bigger artists, or they'll write songs for the artists.
Yeah,
You know?
that's crazy.
It is, but some people.
That's
not
crazy.
everybody-
Like, so we just listening to somebody perform a rap song,
Mhm.
and it ain't
Basically.
even they song. What the fuck? Okay, well,
I was dumbfounded when I found that out too, because I always
yeah.
thought growing up, I thought every rapper wrote their own lyrics.
Or at least if they don't, they try to keep it under wraps. I didn't know it was a known fact. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but yeah, I think they know what they're doing. They might be like, but this is the thing. Okay, it's one thing to perform a behavior and you're not really, you know how a lot of people will deny that it has roots in whatever behavior that they're performing in. They'll deny that it has roots in white supremacy or self-hate, right? But if you know, like, you know what you're doing has to do with white supremacy or self-hate, and you do it anyway, meaning like they'll make reference to the fact, like if they'll say, you know, whatever about white women or, you know, Black women or this skin tone or that, it's like you literally making reference to like white supremacy as you're performing white supremacy. So I think it's not really, I don't know. I just think you not giving them enough credit for their own degeneracy, you know, when they go out and do these things. Because that's the thing. Like, if I know I remember Tommy Sotomayor said this, but because he was using this against a woman who basically said something about like, oh well, something about we do this because of how they treated us, about our hair and this and that. But he said, but if you know that that's why you're doing it, then you can't use that as an excuse. I could understand people that's still in
I knew
denial
you were
about
gonna
the
say
shit.
some crazy stuff when you said. I remember when Tommy.
Yeah, no, because he used to say some shit that made sense every once in a while. And no, I don't like that nigga. But I'm just saying, every once in a while he used to, and this was a long time ago, so I don't, this ain't nothing recent. But he said, yeah, how you gonna use that as an excuse when you're sitting here acknowledging that that's what it is? So that
Because
means
some
you know
people,
better.
and this is why what he said was illogical, because some people are aware, like people that go to therapy, but that's just the first step in understanding. Like if you got years of programming, you have to break that habit, and it just don't happen just because you understand.
So wait, so you think somebody would have to go to therapy in order? I'm just using this as an example. A person, okay, I feel like a person would have to already be kind of like wearing their own hair and then going to therapy to make them feel more confident for it. I don't think a person needs to go to therapy in order to wear their own hair. Like if then it's like just stop. You know what I mean?
They wouldn't be comfortable right away. They would absolutely have to build up to be confident. That's why a lot of people grow their dreads out underneath their fake hair, and then
that's
finally pop out.
crazy.
It take a while for them to build up the confidence. So yeah, it might
I
take.
always thought that was crazy. Or like, oh, I'm natural underneath. You know what? I'm not even gonna go down that road. But yeah, I just feel like once I came to a realization about certain shit, and you may not even change exactly the first time, but it should be gnawing at you to where you feel like, okay, yeah, I shouldn't be doing this or saying this anymore. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that if you know that that's where it comes from, you would think that that's what you would heed. But, I just feel like that's when it becomes no longer, like, that's when it stops being excusable. When you know better.
Yeah.
No, sister, I disagree.
And then, like I said, I feel like a lot of black men intentionally antagonize black women for the purpose of antagonizing black women, and I don't get it. That's what I really don't get. I literally don't understand it.
What black men do that, sister?
I'm talking about just in general, like on social media and stuff like that. Well, everywhere.
You're in the boxing sector. You're in a safe space now. You can't be talking about the old days.
No, I'm talking about everywhere, like everywhere. Yeah, they do shit intentionally to rile up black women, and I don't understand why, because I feel like, black women get them a lot of loyalty that's, that they haven't earned. But, I ain't gonna get into all that. But I just don't get why they always thought it was a flex, like to try to use like white women to make black women feel some type of way. I just don't get that, because it's like cutting off your nose to spite your face. Who do that? Who? Yeah, I gotta stop. I can't with the who do that.
Who do that?
Who do what?
Come on.
Use white women to antagonize black women?
Yeah.
Man, it happens all day, every day.
You ain't being specific though, so
yeah, but I mean, I could give you examples, but then you're gonna say, "Oh well, that's that, that's this, that's that."
I think Charcoal. I think, like I said before, sister. I think you gotta carry over that man bashing stuff over from that sector, sister. And
no, I'm just speaking. I'm speaking what's real.
And I know that your reality. Your reality is your perception is your reality, sister.
But you just said something about colorism, so I mean, I feel like too. You already know, But yeah, like I said, I don't know. It seemed like they take joy in like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. If I could understand it, if I could get a nigga to explain it to me, I'm talking about the people that do it. That's what I'm talking about.
I know, but they is so vague. Can you give us
I mean, okay,
something?
I'm talking about people. Okay, let's just use Lil Wayne as an example. Okay, since you need an example, we can use Lil Wayne as an example.
What about? Let's start. We got Lil Wayne. Now, what about Lil Wayne?
Oh yeah, he said something like, apparently was it him and I could use multiple examples using Lil Wayne. But he said something about he was talking to 50 Cent and he said something about how they like non-black women because black women remind them of struggle, which is actually a honest and coherent thing to say, right?
What's good,
But huh?
I was saying what's good to somebody in the chat.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's, I would say that's not even a good example, but I'm talking about when they go out their way to like, for the purpose of antagonizing black women, or like, okay, so I saw like some screenshots of like somebody saying, oh, good night, all the beautiful women out there. And then he like put, you know how when you go down, like as far as if you press enter a bunch of times, and then he said, dark skinned women don't even think about it. It's not funny.
Who did that?
Huh? No, I don't know. I saw that on Twitter. I feel like that's just an example. Like you don't have to look that hard to find that type of shit. You don't.
I 100% believe you. It happened.
Yeah.
Listen, that worried me a little bit that you're on Twitter in the comments section.
No, I'm not. I'm not on Twitter no more. I saw this a long time ago. But I'm just thinking of like random examples.
Twitter ain't nothing but a racist porn site at this point.
I don't even know how to use Twitter.
Yeah, well, it wasn't recently that I saw this. I'm just using that like as an example.
Well, look, Choco, we talked about this earlier. It's the way of the internet now, sister. You can't avoid it. Like when we get fight links, which is just basically like the illegal stream. When we watch them, Choco, when I tell you at the bottom, it be the most useless, stupidest, randomest thoughts. They be like,
yeah, but
in head, or this N-word got big feet. I bet he got big toes. It just be the most stupid.
Yeah,
it's always that type of comment. It's
but
the
you
internet.
said, but you already said how people made your cousin feel some type of way about her complexion. It's not just stuff you see on the internet. You see stuff in real life.
It's a reality. It's a reality. But what I was trying to say is you can't control crazy. It just is what it is, sister.
It's not crazy though. And then the thing is, it's
they are
not crazy. It's self-hate.
They are crazy. You can't control crazy. What I'm saying.
And the thing is it'll be different if it's just like one out of every so often. If it wasn't just such a stereotype in our community, if it wasn't like a given in a community.
Well, sister.
Yeah, but this ain't even a conversation. I wasn't even trying to have that conversation. I guess the point I'm trying to make is it's just crazy to me how somebody can have the realization that what they're doing is self-defeating, but they're doing it anyway. Or like in the examples that I just gave, it's like they take joy in it. I don't get it.
People do stuff to get a rise out of others, man.
That's what I'm saying. But why do they want so much to get a rise out of black women? Why?
Black people.
That's abnormal.
You would not believe how many anti-black channels from black people there are on YouTube. How many anti-black content creators there are. You would not believe, and I keep getting referred to these channels. Why? I don't know why. Just popping on my time.
Algorithm don't lie, positive.
So I was on this dude panel. He's to me, I don't know if it's considered red pill sector, and usually I don't do this, but I call it the incel sector, whatever sector he in. That to me, that's the incel sector. But every video he makes is about black women, is black women at, black women is black women at, and so he had a white dude on the panel, and so I wasn't even gonna say nothing, but I just was pointing out the fact that he's sitting up there talking about black women, but the white man not sitting up there talking about white women, but yet he's laughing at the jokes you making about black women. And so the white dude, he act like he an incel too, which I mean, he don't even look bad enough to be an incel, but he talk of incel shit, but he talks generally, he don't say white women, white women, white women, white women. It's like, I don't get it. So it seemed like if by him saying black women, what you saying, somebody else is better, all this, oh, well, if y'all not doing this, then we should leave. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, but your next video going to be about black women too. But yeah, I don't get it.
So
nobody else goes out of their way to do that.
Chuck, I'm getting sleepy, sister, so I'm going to leave you with some games. I'm going to leave you with some games. So
okay, all right.
Because I know you cultured. I know you cultured because you play the piano. So I know you're going to be familiar. I know you're familiar with Play-Doh. This is one of the videos I stumbled upon before I actually took my English class where we went over this. But check this out.
What is reality? Knowledge, the meaning of life. Big topics you might tackle figuratively, explaining existence as a journey down a road or across an ocean, a climb, a war, a book, a thread, a game, a window of opportunity, or an all too short-lived flicker of flame. 2,400 years ago, one of history's most famous thinkers said life is like being chained up in a cave, forced to watch shadows flitting across a stone wall. Pretty cheery, right? That's actually what Plato suggested in his Allegory of the Cave, found in Book 7 of the Republic, in which the Greek philosopher envisioned the idea.
Okay, so 2 things, but I just had to say this. That same white guy that I was talking about, he actually played Allegory of the Cave, but it was like a little cartoon thing. But yeah, so I still don't get it, but I'm gonna watch, your video to see what it is. But the other thing,
I'll break it down. I'll break it down.
Okay. But the other thing I was gonna say is,
hold on. You played it on that same episode?
Wait, what do you mean?
The white guy played it on the same episode that you were talking about?
No, he said this on his channel, because he don't spend his time bashing white women. He just bashes women across the board. So yeah, but no, he played that like recently. I was watching one of his videos and he was talking about the Allegory of the Cave as it relates to women, not white women, just women.
That is hilarious. Plato did not have women in mind. That's why you didn't get it. He just took it and tried to make it fit with his agenda. That's crazy.
Yeah. But the second thing I was gonna say is you weren't at you weren't there for my last live, but we did some talk about related concepts related to this, and I plan on doing more about it. But yeah, that's all I was gonna say. I did talk a little bit about philosophy. I want to do some more content on philosophical topics, but yeah, that's what I want to say. You can press play.
Okay.
Heal society by examining concepts like justice, truth, and beauty. In the allegory, a group of prisoners have been confined in a cavern since birth with no knowledge of the outside world. They are chained facing
I know where you're going with this.
unable to turn their heads, while a fire behind them gives off a faint light. Occasionally, people pass by the fire carrying figures of animals and other objects that cast shadows on the wall. The prisoners name and classify these illusions, believing they're perceiving actual entities. Suddenly, one prisoner is freed and brought outside for the first time. The sunlight hurts his eyes, and he finds the new environment disorienting. When told that the things around him are real, while the shadows were mere reflections, he cannot believe it. The shadows appeared much clearer to him, but gradually his eyes adjust until he can look at reflections in the water, at objects directly, and finally at the sun, whose light is the ultimate source of everything he has seen. The prisoner returns to the cave to share his discovery, but he is no longer used to the darkness and has a hard time seeing the shadows on the wall. The other prisoners think the journey has made him stupid and blind, and violently resist any attempts to free them. Plato introduces this passage as an analogy of what it's like to be a philosopher trying to educate the public. Most people are not just comfortable in their ignorance, but hostile to anyone who points it out. In fact, the real-life Socrates was sentenced to death by the Athenian government for disrupting the social order, and his student Plato spends much of the Republic disparaging Athenian democracy, while promoting rule by philosopher kings. With the cave parable, Plato may be arguing that the masses are too stubborn and ignorant to govern themselves. But the allegory has captured imaginations for 24.
Okay, so that's black people, Chaco.
I thought you were gonna say that's me.
No. That's black people in a nutshell. You remember how you were talking about what Tommy Sotomayor had said? It's not as simple as that when somebody's paradigm. And I'll give you another example. I remember having a conversation with you a while back. It was about religion. And I was telling you about a friend that I had whenever they they converted them, and that friend was depressed all day, you know, questioning themselves. And I was like, why would you do that? Because I know people hold their viewpoints very dear. And if they've been told that their entire life, it's going to be hard to swing the other way. They're not going to just do it overnight. And if they swing the other way, it might drive them crazy, accepting reality.
Wait.
And I know.
Oh, converted them away from religion?
Yes, like that.
Okay,
like,
okay.
your cousin told them this, and do you understand this? And look at this. It just made them
Okay, so
question.
guess what? I
So-
covered that as well in my last video.
Well,
So-
me and you have talked about that in the past, but I'm just saying that it's a paradigm shift that the brain ain't necessarily sometimes ready for. Like, people get so happy in learning stuff that they think everybody's going to be receptive like they are at learning.
Yeah.
And that's not the way that works. Sometimes you can shatter and fuck up somebody's life by changing their paradigm. Like we just talked about earlier, how Kanye West's paradigm when his mom died, he was never the same. Some people take death in stride.
That goes back to that. I don't know who made this saying, but it's the saying. It says that everybody can't be free and have freedom because they can't accept what comes with freedom.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
understand what that means? Like, everybody can't be free. It's like,
Yeah.
even
You
when
can't-
the slaves were freed, once the slaves were freed, many of them went back to work on the plantation. You know what I'm saying? This is known, this is common knowledge. They went back to work because they couldn't find other work and they didn't want to find other work.
Right.
Even when it was time to escape, a lot of slaves didn't want to escape. They're like, okay, if I escape here, what do I have to look forward
Right.
to?
That's all they know. But see, that's
It's in general.
yeah.
People can't accept what comes with.
But that's also forced dependency though. You know. But Boxing Scholar, my last live, I would like you to check it out. You know. Not just come in and drop the eyes like you do. Not when I say
I just let you know I'm in the building when I do that. A lot of times I be having a quick break or something, or like doing at work where I got some free time, just let you know I'm in the building.
Yeah, I'm just basically I'm just saying that
How
I did
long,
cover.
how long was that live, sister? How long was that live?
It was okay. So the lesson part was like 3 hours, and
3
then the
hours, sister. I'll check
discussion
it out
part.
in the sauna. In the sauna next weekend. When I work out next weekend in the sauna, I'll just hit the play because I'll be looking to listen.
And the discussion was like another 2 hours.
Sister, you over there doing 20-hour lives?
No, I think that might be the longest live I've ever done. Well, the longest non-gaming live I've ever done. You know, that's something I want to get into, talking about like philosophy and science.
He used the cave allegory to talk about women and them not understand.
I still don't get it.
You know what's funny? You
I
should
don't get
ask
it.
him, so are you a woman? Because in the allegory, they were all equal.
That's what I'm saying. The dude is sick. It's like everything that happens, he has a joke, like, you know, like rainbow, rain ho. Oh, it's just like, how do you it's like, how do you walk around like that? You know, it's like every woman that comes across the screen is a 304 and he has some kind of joke about it. I'm like, people are like this? People are like this?
Ain't get no.
It just seems like it would be so distracting to live like that.
You know, sister, that's how it be when you don't get no box. It drives a man crazy.
But the thing is, he ain't no bad looking guy though. That's the
That don't
crazy
mean-
part. It's like, what is wrong with you?
That don't mean nothing.
Yeah, it's scary. It's like that's one of them people. That's kind of like them people that shot up that like that spa or that hot yoga studio. You know what I mean? They just be mad at women. It's just weird. Yeah.
Some people don't know that they're attracted to people, or they are attractive, so they don't got the confidence. But that's neither.
Yeah.
Let me get some rest, Chucker.
Okay. All right.
Check you on All Positive on the next one. Shout out to All Positive. You know, I congratulate my brother. He having twins.
Man, no,
Oh
man.
wow! Congrats!
No, I ain't having
Congrats!
no kids, man. I ain't having no more kids. I'm done.
Nah, that little girl over there whooping his ass right now. But I'm praying twins in your future. All Positive. I'm praying twins in your future,
I
brother.
don't want no more kids. I'm about to get snipped.
No, don't do that, brother. I'm a call a threat to the hospital, so you can't get snipped, brother. You
All right,
need to
y'all have a
it.
good one.
All right, Chuck. We'll catch you on the
Bye.
next.
All right.
All right, AP. I'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate you pulling up, brother.
Yep.
All right. Ray J, talk to him.
Superstar, wish to have a fancy car, wish to have $1 million bucks. Well, I wish I don't be in love. So feel me, pretty baby. I make one wish and I wish it all on you. Make it love to the break of dawn. Me and you to the baby's born. Till my baby's born.